This is the XNC Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Gaz, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, XNC Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. What's going on, everybody? This is Colteastwood, and I am here hosting the XNC Podcast. And I can see Gaz going crazy right before we hit the live button. He said, "Oh no, my camera," and then he started putting his tube socks on his face. But we are so excited to be here. We are live on the Colteastwood channel. This is episode 72, if you can believe it or not. This show's only been going about a year and a half, but I'm here with my co-host, Gaz, and we have a very special guest from the Twitter and YouTube and the gaming community, Sean W. How are you, bro?
What's going on, guys? Also known as Sean McDub, Sean McHalo, bro. Sean McSpeculation. I hope we'll be doing that today.
Speculation. Let me tell the good people here of the show all about you. Sean's got a 77,000 subscriber channel on YouTube that mostly covers all of the latest and the greatest about Halo and Halo Infinite and where it's going, which we're going to talk about in force today. He also has almost 20 million views in just 2 years' time, or year and a half that he's been doing the channel. Absolutely crazy. I talked to him behind the scenes, and Sean said he decided to start his channel during the pandemic, and look at where he's gone already. Sean,
yes.
How's it going on the YouTube space?
It's good, man. I mean, you know, this year's been a bit of a drought with the games, but we got some good games coming. And like I said behind the scenes, I'm excited to finally talk to you because I did find you early on. So it's really cool to be on here, man. And thank you for having me.
No, I'm really glad that you were able to come on the show, because I kind of messaged you. I'm like, hey, you should come on the show. And then a bunch of people behind the scenes said, Sean doesn't like to go on people's show. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not people's show. This is the Gaz and Cole XNC Podcast, baby. Gaz, how you been, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm really excited to have Sean here to discuss all things Halo, because, you know, we like to talk about Halo, don't we, chat? Yeah, shut up, come here, I see you. Of course I'm going to talk about Halo with Sean here. So, yeah, it's good to meet Sean, and it's going to be interesting
nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a good chat. And, yeah,
people enjoy talking
my condolences.
More playing it. I've kind of noticed that. Halo fans nowadays, you talk about Halo more than you play it.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about because there isn't a lot to play right now.
Exactly.
But we'll get into it. Before we do, let me give a shout out. I've been kind of messing with I'm like, hey, I'm going to try and run a show. So I've been messing with things. I've got the channel member Patreon veterans that are scrolling up on the top of the screen. I'm going to take a look, see if that's working. No, it's not even on. Wonderful. I got to set that up. I have it set on the dual screen, but not this one. So I'll have to do that another time. Hey, that's what happens when you go live. But I got to give a shout out to those people. The Patreons: Brian Harris, Mark Carwell, KY Bob, Assassin Lupa, Jazzy Newbox, Ricky Fallon, Stephen Smith, Maurice Baker, Zimic, Ralph Wiggum, Manic Mist, Master 6, and channel members Matt Burns, William Lanza, Nano Polymath, Yodana Kizada, Robert Jackson, Lord Starkiller, Dante J. Moody, Betamax, Dark CMF Gas, Fox Storytelling, Reek Havoc. I could do these pretty quick. Fault Line, Zener White, Devario 2 Gaming, DeBlue 1, Poochie, Remix Gaming, V Simcoe, Assassin, Raymond G, Dub, Larry Thatcher, Hargy Chani, TK Chillin, Raiden Blade, Acute Perspective, True 77, Risking for the Biscuit, Widania, Santasso, and Greg Loudon, and C. Jad 93. And now, and I know I read off all those names, but when you get to hear your name, it's pretty cool. These people have helped make this show possible. But let's talk about the news. We're here to talk about what is going on. We'll skip what we've been playing because we'll get into that maybe later on as we kind of roll in. But we got to talk about something really quickly. Gaz, today or this week, they're celebrating 25 years of Fallout with Xbox and Bethesda, and the Fallout account said, "We know you're going to ask," and no. I don't know if you looked into this 25 anniversary.
I did. It was just a celebratory tweet, nothing more. And I like the fact that they came out and said, "No, just stop bombarding us with questions on when is the next Fallout coming." But it was just that. I mean, what can we talk about that other than Fallout's legacy? I guess in the space. I know people want it, and we know Fallout, a new Fallout game's in the works, but we're so beyond talking about Fallout at this point because we know it's miles away, like Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever it is. So yeah, like, what do you want to say about that? Is the news so slow? There's so much to talk about. I don't care about Twitter Fallout.
No, Twitter Fallout tweets. Yeah, they said no, which is like, so I'll ask Sean really quick. When's Fallout 5 coming out? What's your prediction? Give us a year. They'll say it in the chat.
Idea, dude. Oh, man. What, 2030 maybe? Something like that? Because they still have to do Elder Scrolls 6. I have no idea when these games are coming out. It's just really a shame.
Yeah, it is. I really like Fallout. What's that?
There's so many RPGs, though. Like, are you not satiated? As Fable, there's a Vow, there's going to be Elder Scrolls when it's coming out. They got Outer Worlds.
We haven't seen anything. I think Fable's really far away, too. Everwild, what happened to that game?
Fable, didn't they just hire an art director today, or they announced it?
That game's not coming out for like 3-4 years. Because it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be like Horizon. Yeah. It's the same people who make the Horizon games, so it's gonna be incredible.
Is it really 3 or 4 years, Sean? You think 3 or 4? I think it's
what do you think, Cole?
3 at the max, but I think it's 2 years away. The way they've been hiring people and promoting people like crazy.
Oh, I hope so, man. I just replayed through Fable. It actually holds up. Like, it's such an innovative little RPG. It's so funny. You know, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Did you play through Fable 3?
Oh yeah, I played them all right on launch day. I loved them. I felt like they got like Fable 1 is a pretty easy RPG, and then somehow they made them easier and easier. So like Fable 3 is barely even an RPG. It's more like it's almost like a playable movie, more of like an action adventure game. So I didn't like that, but I still love the aesthetic. I love the world. I love everything about them, and I'm really excited to see what direction they're gonna go with this one. But it's like, come on, like I've been waiting, like I want to see something, you know?
Yeah, and it's there's some quirkiness that goes on with Lionhead Studios, kind of the stuff you see with Rare, but I'm hoping that Playground's team is more has more grit, more style. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Hey, Gaz, look, I got the scroll going. I know I can do things. Let's talk about the hottest news of the week first. You're all here. We've got 300 some people here who are watching the show. Hit the like button if you're about to have a good time. We've got Sean, mic only, just in case he wants to keep his anonymity. No, I'm just joking. He said he'll be.
I mean, my channel is like a mostly faceless channel anyway, so I got to keep with the motif.
I know how it is. Gaz asked me to be.
Look like. We'll find out.
I mean, I don't hide it. Like you can see, you can see me on the second channel.
Yeah,
I look like a lot of things.
I'll tell you what. You get on camera and the girls come running. Nope, no, they don't.
Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know
about gaming. I don't know about podcasts, gaming podcasts. Might not be the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I went on camera for Gaz for the first time, and then after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to show my ugly face as much as possible. Let's talk about the hottest news.
Ugly, man.
Hey, Gaz, what do you think? I'm wearing a hat today in favored celebration of the Mariners baseball team, who's been like my second love of fandom like this whole year. It's been fantastic, but I just threw on a hat. I've got a Sauce hat in the mail on its way. Sauce is Gaz's brand. I can't wait to get that. I'll be wearing that on the show as well. Let's talk about the hottest news before I sideline it yet again. Sean, this is what's going on. The regulatory committee is, hassling Xbox, hassling Sony, and they said, Microsoft said, hey, we're going to give you the numbers of Game Pass, and they declared that the straight revenue from just console on Xbox Game Pass is $2.9 billion.
Ooh.
Do you have an opinion on this?
I was surprised by the numbers. I'm not that great at math, so I tried to like figure out. It's got to be millions. It's millions and millions of people, right? So it's a crazy amount of people. How many subscribers do we think they have? Did we get that information?
We can do some rough math and come at something around 25 million subscribers.
Oh my God.
So what we have to do, Sean, is we're all going to kind of dig into this, right, guys? What we can do is say some people are on the dollar menu deal. Some people are paying for Game Pass Ultimate at $15 a month. Some are paying at $10 a month. Some people have a deal where you carry over and extend. So I think I did something like at an average around $10 or $8. It gets you about 25 million subs with that dollar amount.
That's
which is
ridiculous.
kind of in line with what they've said. I thought everyone was on the $1 deal. What happened, right? Oh, everyone was on the $1 deal and they still made $2.9 billion. That means a lot of you are subscribed to it. Which one is
Dude,
it? Which one is it?
The best, it's the best deal. It's one of the best products I've ever seen in my life. If you just play like 2 or 3 games a year, what is it? Play like 3 games a year, it's paid for itself. I mean, what else is like that? Like, it is an incredible deal. I don't understand why you wouldn't have it because, correct me if I'm wrong, it includes like Xbox Live, right? Like, if you don't have Game Pass, you still have.
Yeah, for Ultimate, but it's still a screaming deal, yeah.
Dude, I got the deal where they let you get the interest free, like you buy the Xbox Series X.
Oh, you
and
did?
they included like. Yeah, why would I not? It's 0% interest. It's free money. Like, why would you not finance?
Look at this guy in the
Series
government dole over here getting Xbox consoles.
Bro, the
It makes
Series
sense,
X
though.
in like 2 years of Game Pass, and it said 0 interest. So I'm like, okay, like why would you not get that? It's free money. Why would you not get it? No interest. It's perfect. So I got that. It's just incredible. I just don't understand why you wouldn't have it. I really don't.
Well, let's talk about the bleeding money, the hemorrhaging problem where they're spending all this money. Basically, what they're saying is if you just count the console, I'll go to Gaz first. If you just count the console, Gaz, they say, let's round up and just say $3 billion today, all right? They're saying they're making $3 billion on just the console. That doesn't include what? Have you dug into this, Gaz?
PC. So because they include PC Game Pass numbers, which are growing exponentially, and they will grow even more when you have the likes of Riot Games Game Pass deal. That I think is crazy. You may not care about Valorant or League of Legends, but a lot of people bloody do care, and that number's growing. And then obviously you're still seeing ridiculous 18K sales in Japan of the Xbox. Like every month, it's like competitively, whilst coming second, still doing remarkably well for a region where that is how much it would sell in a year, if not 2 years.
Yeah, like
and
10 times growth in Japan or something, right?
Yeah.
I haven't done the math.
All of that's adding to Game Pass. All of that's adding to Game Pass.
Dude, this game has been dry. I mean, this year has been dry, right? Like, what happens next year when Starfield comes out? And we finally see Fable. We finally see Everwild. We finally see Avowed. Like, all these big exclusives. Like, it's only going to get... I can only see it getting bigger. A lot of people can't even get the Series X. I mean, you can kind of get them now. I've been finding them. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, they're everywhere now. They're everywhere.
I haven't seen them, but so people are going to get them for Christmas finally. Like, it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the family plan, Donnie in chat. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's...
Yeah. The family plan's a steal, too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The family plan is ridiculous value for money. So everyone throws that slogan, best value in gaming, and really, okay, value is subjective and in gaming, but as a subscription service, it's unmatched to the point where people do keep saying it's unsustainable. So then this comes out of nowhere, and you're saying, props to you, Colt. You made in your video last week, you actually said 2.4 billion.
I did.
In revenue.
Prediction.
So
that's a good prediction.
We're going to talk about that as well. Yeah, that's crazy because I was trying to say that Xbox needs to get rid of Xbox Live Gold, the paywall for multiplayer, and I said right now if they have 25 million subscribers and they're paying about $10 to $12 each, they're making 2.4 billion in revenue. And then what is it? 4 days later, guys, this report from the regulatory agency comes through. What were you saying, Sean? If you don't forget before I interrupted you.
Oh God, I forgot. What was I saying?
when Gaz was talking about the 2.4 billion I predicted.
Oh no, I was just saying that's like pretty much a perfect prediction. I mean, you basically got it perfect.
It was not perfect because it's off by 500,000, Sean. What are you saying, man? 500,000,000.
It's like, hey man, I got it. I'm so close, and then you break down what a billion is.
Yeah, I know. That's a big
yes.
number.
Yes,
It's
half
very
a billion
good.
is a lot. It's a lot, but I still think it's a great guess.
I was
That was a really good
75% right or 80% right or whatever. You go. We'll use that math in my favor.
In the grand schemes of things, everyone's. You know what? I'm gonna find my hat because all I see in chat is "Where's your hat, guys?"
I know it's like the only time you've never worn a hat. Let me read some.
Let me. There you go. Are you happy? There it is. There is my hat.
Oh, and where's my live feed?
Echoing like crazy.
Oh my gosh, she's got the leather one. I'm gonna buy a monitor so I can see you.
Sorry.
All right, let me read a couple chats here before we get those. They get too out of the pocket here. Alan Aldrate, who's been a member for 5 months, says, "What's going on, Colt? You're amazing. Thanks for the content." Oh, stop it. Gaz and Sean are amazing too. I know that for sure. I've only known Sean for 5 minutes. I think everything's going to be just fine. Hargeet Johnny, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Welcome to X&C, Sean McHalo, bro." Hargeet is awesome. You'll see him in the chat. Please say hi to him. Say hi to Hargeet.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with chat. I'm so bad.
Yodani Quezada, thank you so much for the super, bro. He is also one of the channel mods. I couldn't think of the word, but he's amazing. He says, "This is the best crossover for me since Xbox and Adidas made shoes. Want to say what's up to Sean McHalo News, a.k.a. Sean McDouble Kill, a.k.a. Sean Dubs."
Yes. Bro, I go by so many names. Cole, do you have nicknames? Because, like, I like to start my videos. Often I'll just change it up. Like, it's whatever I
you
feel
do?
like that day. Yeah.
Yeah, I go by
Halo.
Colt. I go by Colt
Halo,
Eastwood. Well, let's hear yours.
McLeaks. I'll be McLeaks. We'll be McLeaks on this one for sure. McSpeculation. I also, like, I love messing with words. Like, I purposely say speculation wrong because I just enjoy when people leave comments and they're, like, upset. They're like, "You idiot, it's not, it's speculation. It's not speculation." So I just call it speculation, stuff like that, you know? You just, and I don't say the often. I like to say duh. I'll just be like, duh this, duh that, you know? Duh cookies. That's one of my, that's one of my slogans. So, you know, you gotta make it fun, man. You know, you gotta add your little flavor on there.
You do have to, you have to make fun of yourself a little bit, don't you, guys?
Yeah,
Well, I like to make little memes of Gaz and I and just share them and embarrass everybody else.
Oh my God.
Gamey Forte's in the
What?
chat, who's a good friend of ours. He says, "Colt, stop pissing people off on Twitter." We're going to talk about how I did that. But
As if that's possible, though. Like, you tweet, like, "I'm having a great day," and people will still find a way to get upset at you.
oh, okay, so you hate depression. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's how people are.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You just have to rub it in everybody's face you're having a good day.
Just say I'm having a good day. Say I'm having a good day on Xbox, and people get pissed. But we got.
He always hates on Halo. Now he's happy. So he's always flip-flopping back and forth. That's what they love to say. Do you get that, dude? I get, like, everything. I get called a shill, a fanboy, like
A fraud, a
everything.
clown. You get called a clown?
Yeah.
Did you get the clown one? The clown emoji?
oh, yeah.
Sometimes I just
Bro.
get a clown emoji for a reply. Just
I
like
get
that.
everything. I don't even know what I am anymore. Like, I don't, because I've heard everything. Like, am I supposed to be a shill, like they say? Am I supposed to be a Halo hater? Am I a fraud? Am I a clickbaiter? What am I? I don't even know, dude. It's hard to keep up with, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to everybody in the chat who is
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it all
Yep.
too well. You know,
Yep. That's
all,
what you.
all the things he's read about himself, he's just it's going through his head. Just like, yeah.
yeah. Here
you
comes
gotten
Colt
crazy
Clownwood again. Colt Clownwood entered the chat. I love it.
You're one of the only people on Earth who would know
Colteastwood.
this. You guys are one of the only people who know this. Have you gone into your comments and you go to the held for review ones, and then you scroll down to the ones? You guys don't know. There's a section with YouTube. It hides like the craziest one. You have to click on
really?
disclaimer. It's like,
You have to click, "Are you sure you want-"
to read this? Are you sure, bro? Because are you sure? And then you click them, and you're like, damn.
You know what,
I
Sean?
should not have clicked. They were right. Be like, I
Dude.
wish death upon you and your family. It's crazy stuff.
I'll
like that.
literally-
I can't even tell you.
I'll literally sit there
I'm looking at this right.
I'll sit there in the comfort of my home, living my best life, and it'll say, "Are you sure you want to see us?" And I'm like, "You know I do."
Of course, you have to read it. I do it once a week because that's all I can like tolerate. And you take a peek. It's like, oh God. It's like going on 4chan or something and looking at all this crazy stuff.
Oh, it's the worst. Hey, shout out to Special Nick, One Bad Mother in the chat. We got Happy Bomb. I got a Boss Mod, Lethal Papa hanging out. We got Capono, Gaming Forte, Yodani, Assassin, Risky for the Biscuit. Thank you so much for being here. We're having a good time. We won't talk about Twitter toxicity too much, but there is some toxicity that comes wherever you talk about this stuff. And we're going to get back on topic about the Game Pass 3 billion thing. Gaz, take us back into this because one of the very first arguments was that's not profit, it's revenue. Take us through that one, Gaz.
Well, so profitable is an interesting one because now all of a sudden everyone got obsessed with oh no, that's not profits, that's revenue, you don't know the difference. Well, hold on, but just scale it back because people are so resolute in making a point that Xbox Game Pass was not sustainable. So now look at that figure. Let's break it down. 2.9 billion. Let's just run it out to 3 billion. It's not even accounting for PC, so let's just say 3. Are you actually saying that the capital, that what it cost them, Xbox, a year, it costs $1 billion to put those games? Say $1 billion. Just say
no. Their argument is it's 3 billion because they don't think it's making any money. Because Riskit, I think it was Riskit for the Biscuit today said, if it made $1 every year, it still turned a profit. So go ahead.
No, absolutely. If it's turned a profit, that's fine. But even $1 billion in costs in all the marketing and the money that they pay up front, especially this year, who have they paid $1 billion to this year? It's been so sparse. Like the year 2021, we had what's it called? We had Psychonauts
2. We had MLB 21. We had Halo Infinite. We had Forza Horizon 5. Is that what you're listing off?
No, what's the third person Destiny clone? What was it?
Or Outriders?
Oh, New World?
Outriders, that's it.
Was that 2021? Yeah.
I think it was 2021. Yeah,
I think it was.
And that
sounds like last year.
It was last year, and that's the one where they would have paid a third party quite a lot of money. But $1 billion, even 1.5, half of that. Say $2 billion, man. That's still 0.9 billion that they're making profit. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't just keep saying, oh, that just means revenue. Well, then substantiate your argument and show us where the cost comes in. Seems like it's quite a lot.
They're like, oh, you think those Azure servers are free, Gaz? You think it's free to run those Azure servers?
I mean, they're going to roll up everything in the costs of everything. Then it's like, I saw someone saying, oh, yeah, well, Halo cost 500 million or $500 million to build what? In the period of 10 years, you're going to roll the cost up of that for Game Pass in 2021. It makes no sense. Like, just if every year you have a recurring income, like, or whatever, revenue generated to this extent, and it's rising, and the numbers are all based on old sub numbers, then
it's rising without AAA games too, which is crazy.
And that's the fact that people need to take into account. When Phil Spencer says, look, it's already very sustainable, what do you think that means? And when we haven't even started to see the onslaught of games, because then that's where when Call of Duty goes into Game Pass, what kind of numbers are you seeing? Everywhere the numbers are increasing massively, especially in a region like Japan. It's going to be, I was surprised. I was very surprised at how high that number was. So I'm like, okay, like that's crazy. That's crazy. 3 billion.
What did you think it was going to be, Gaz? Did you think it was going to be maybe less or less than what Colt predicted?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like that's quite. When 2.4 billion, I was like, that's a bit of a reach. Like that's quite high, but I didn't have an idea. I'm not.
Were you calling me Clown Eastwood in the background?
was me. That was me. That's the one I used it. I was like, this piece. No, honestly, I thought it was a bit high, but 2.9. That's admittedly downscaling the actual money, and that also ignores all the residual income this model generates or invites people to spend, because people will spend on DLCs, people will spend on content. Halo will bought microtransactions and onward purchases. Crazy. That number's massively undervaluing what the actual money it's bringing. Now, the question is, how much is Xbox spending? And I don't think it's $3 billion on Game Pass, man. Especially this year. This year, they must be loving it life. It's like, we didn't even give these pieces of any games who have to spend anything. So they're going to make more money. It's impressive. And I saw a lot of people with their tail between their legs and desperately with their forced laughing emoji, and they're like, yeah, this is a real profit. I'm like, okay, go on, tell us how much is this costing Xbox? Please tell me and substantiate the numbers. Tell us how. What game is costing $500 million? What's happening? Like, it's very impressive, very impressive. And I had concerns. I still think it's a risk, Game Pass, because they're funneling in a lot of money. 70 billion isn't just for Game Pass, but it's for everything. And Game Pass is the primary weapon of Microsoft and Xbox. Front and center.
And PlayStation knows it. PlayStation knows it. I think the first 2 years were pretty dicey, and they knew it. They knew that they were going to lose their butts while they gave it away for $1 in 2019, right? Sean, where are you thinking this is sitting? Talking about this number, and what does it mean to you? We really want to dig into this about what the profit portion could be, the ratio or the proportion of it. Tell us what you think.
Gotta be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea what their profit is on that.
Let's break it down.
That if the number is higher than expected, like we said, once all these games drop next year and we actually get some trailers for these other unannounced games, it's only gonna get bigger. So if they're saying it's sustainable and profitable now, then it can only get better, I think.
So, Sean, how much do you think Microsoft is paying to market Game Pass or to pay their leadership or their force team? How much is that costing them?
I bought some Halo Infinite Doritos recently for a promotion. They had Game Pass on there. And I couldn't even get the promotion because it was all scuffed, but they're obviously doing a lot.
Because you tore the bag open so fast trying to eat them.
Oh, it was a scandal. I put the code in, it just did not work, and it turns out somebody on Reddit, of course, they figured out the sequence of the numbers that are being printed on the Doritos. So they got together on Reddit and they just started guessing the codes, and they managed to successfully guess tons of codes. They're
Change
it
to
eBay.
a W.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, just take the code and put like a 23 on there, and then it works. So I bought the Doritos. I came home excited, and I got nothing. I put the code in, it says it was expired. I posted on Twitter about this. Doritos followed me, and I was like, oh, I love Doritos. So I was talking to them in DMs about it. Oh God, they're like, we're so sorry. They sent me a code. They sent me a code. So I was like, to make up for it. So I took the code. I was like, oh, thank you guys so much for answering. You guys are my favorite chip. I took the code they gave me. I went in. I put it in there, right? And then the system's like, all right, we're gonna send you your thing. And then I never got anything. I didn't get any email, nothing, no code. So I had to message them again and be like, guys, I didn't get my code. Sorry to bother you again. So I think today they pushed out tons of emails because a bunch of people on my Discord were like, oh, I just got I just got the Halo code through my email after like days. So it's just a disaster. But the point is that Microsoft is doing a ton. I know just personally, they've been running these Game Pass like promotions in all these games. Like you can get Halo content, you can get Forza content. That's not cheap, right? Like those promotions are not cheap. So they're definitely spending a lot of money on promotions. They have to be. Have to be.
But I don't think their marketing is that strong. I don't think they spend that much in marketing. I think one of the biggest.
It's on all the foods in the store, bro. You go in there.
Yeah, I mean, here in the UK, you really don't see Game Pass adverts.
Oh, yeah,
like other than YouTube and the algorithm.
Yeah.
I definitely don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
of
You guys
Xbox's
don't get
marketing as expensive when I look at it from the outset. I don't know. That's
I
just
think
me.
PlayStation's marketing is much better. I see it more often all the time. I just think they're just better
I
at
just go to
marketing.
Walmart, bro, and like almost every time I go in there, there's Rockstars, Doritos, there's all sorts of chips, and it's just Game Pass on the Pringles, on all the
Oh.
snacks. That's just my, I haven't super researched like how profitable Game Pass is, but as me as a consumer, I'm like, all right, I got it. Like I got it. I've 2 years.
See, I don't
Game
think
Pass.
they're doing enough of that for the mass market. But in America, it's a whole different ball game. I mean, you guys can buy bloody bullets in Walmart, so that's like a whole different universe.
You can get Game Pass, Doritos. You could get a shotgun.
Gun.
What do you want?
Get a shotgun with
Yeah,
Master
you know,
Chief
that's
engraved
great.
on it. Yeah.
Great, bro. You could get some sugar. All the cheap stuff is cheaper. Oh, it's great.
Look, it's the
America.
guy that was dancing with Megan Thee
Pop-Tarts.
Stallion. Look, Mom. It's
Oh,
it's the guy that was dancing with Megan Thee Stallion.
Master Chief is
Jeffrey!
more recognizable out of the Halo games than in the Halo games. Like kids will be like, "Oh, that's the guy from Fortnite. Oh, I saw that guy dancing with Megan Thee Stallion, or whatever." They don't even know what the games
yeah.
are anymore. It's such
Yeah.
a travesty. It's so.
That was free marketing, though. If anybody wants to come at me
For
about
what?
how
It's
much
horrible marketing.
Xbox
People
spent on marketing, master slapping them cheeks with Megan Thee Stallion. Let me read a couple of supers and messages in here. We got Percolator 9000. Thank you so much for the super. Says, great show, Gaz. Why did you put your hat on? I played Grounded for 7 hours. So fun. I can't even tell you how much Grounded I played this past week. It's incredible. Knight Peter
you
with the
tweeting about
Australian
that.
10. Hey, Sean, see if you can bring your mic up just a tad more. I think we're really close.
Oh.
I hate to bug
You can't
people
hear
about
me?
their mics. I can hear you fine, but
Oh,
just
no, dude, I understand.
just to get the perfect. Yeah.
Oh, is this good? Hello?
That's
Turn
good.
The gain. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
good.
It took me weeks to get this like dialed in, so I'm like,
I'll tell you what, I've got
Oh,
wires and knobs and buttons. I hope a breeze doesn't come in here. I know how it is. Knight Peter, thank you so much for the Australian 10. He says, g'day, Colt and Gaz. Welcome, Sean McHalo, bro, a.k.a. Sean McDubs, to the X and C. You know it's going to be a good day when two of your favorite things collide. X and C, and I'm going to add in Doritos, and Sean W. No speculation today, just facts. He says, Knight is
let's
awesome.
go.
Yes.
Maybe a little speculation, a little mixed speculation. Gotta do a little bit. Come on, man. There's nothing. Come on, there's nothing going on. We're all waiting for Call of Duty. We're waiting for the games to drop, man. We gotta speculate.
I think there's some good speculation for the Halo stuff, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. Pesky Krogan, who's been a member for 8 months, says, I've been a member for 7.28 months. He's doing that hard math, and he says, have a great day, Colt and Gaz. And Pesky, you'll be probably, in about a month, you'll be on the ticker, like... It'll be great. That's fantastic. Aristocrat the Biscuit says, if they here's a little bit of Australian math for you. We'll see. I haven't read it ahead of time, but here comes some math. He says, if they spent $1 million on 100 indies and $300 million on the remaining 70 AAA games in Game Pass, that's still only $2.1 billion. That's hugely overestimated, and that's a huge profit. Gaz, what do you think of Riskit's comment?
Risket is just wrong. Just wrong. He's just wrong. I didn't even know what you said. I just heard risk it. I just said he's wrong. But he's always wrong. What did he say? Sorry, I phased out there. What did he say?
Oh, he was just talking about if you spent $1 million on 100 indies and $300 million on 70 AAAs, that you would come to the $2 billion amount, and you still have left over for profit. And it kind of goes along with what I referenced, Risk It, guys, where he says if they closed it out and they made $1, it's still profitable, but the PlayStation guys ain't having it, right? Udonic Izada, thank you, Risk It. Thank you. He says Sean is the new Halo chair comfy, or his kill to death ratio. Oh, you got a new? Oh wait, did you get that? Was that a Halo chair that came in the mail today?
Oh, I got it, dude. My doorbell did not ring. I went out to start up my car. I have to start up. It's getting cold out. It's got 170,000 miles on it. It's old, man. I gotta take care of it. You know, and so when I go
Is it a
outside,
Honda?
normally I'm like, oh, it's a Toyota, so it should last. I'm just saying that because like normally I go outside to start the car, and I'm just reminded that my car sucks, and yeah, and I need more money and other types of things. You know, it's just like life hits me every time I get in there. I'm like, all right, let's see if it's gonna start. So I go to start it, and then I look out the window on my porch, a box, this huge box, and instantly I see Hayworth on there. I'm like, I know what it is. It's the Halo chair, bro. I froze. I told my wife. She came out. We just stared at it, and then
It's a major award.
People were walking by in the street like they must have been like, "What is wrong with these people?" They're just standing there staring at us.
Go look at his
box.
Twitter, Gaz. It's the biggest box ever. Like they had to shove it underneath the porch. Like just they put a forklift in there. Yeah.
I just got tingles thinking about it. I can't believe I got that. Like I really like, bro. I went on that site when I saw those chairs. They go for like over $1,000. I'm just honored and so thankful to get something like that. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna sell the Halo chair for. But
how did you get this chair?
I don't.
Did you buy it?
No, what can I say about this?
Just say you earned it.
Someone contacted me and said, "Hey, one of our partners might send you something." This was like a month and a half ago, and they're like, "I'm kind of jealous." I was like, "Okay, well, like, are they gonna cut?" They didn't do, bro. Can you imagine? I didn't hear anything after that, and then there's chair on the porch. So I gave them my address. That's it. But I didn't know who was going to get the address. I cannot believe they would ship something that big though, without like signature confirmation or like send me a heads up. Like, hey, by the way, there's going to be a chair on the porch. Like, what if I was just gone? Like, what if I was like on vacation or something? Well, not that I take vacations, but like if I was gone and somebody took the chair and they're like, hey, did you get the chair? And I was like, oh no.
Oh, that would suck. That would suck.
I did not buy it.
They need a truck.
I cannot wait
to
open it, bro. Yeah.
Jeez.
I cannot wait to open it. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be an all-day affair, I'm sure, putting that thing together. Put slot A into slot C. It comes with the IKEA instructions. Let's talk about Halo's budget, Sean, because people are like, Halo costs $500 million. So,
okay,
you're the Halo expert. Give us the breakdown of that dollar amount and how it relates to Game Pass.
All right, Sean McCalebro here. Here's the thing with Halo Infinite, we do not know how much it costs to develop this game. No one knows. The $500 million is a rumor. It's just a rumor. I have heard rumors. I've heard it could be more. It could be way more. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows how much it is. I did hear other rumors that the store in Halo Infinite, at least in the 6 months after launch, made them good money. Okay, and that's something I think is important to point out with Game Pass. It doesn't need to be supremely profitable if it gets people into the ecosystem. It gets them to choose the Xbox over another system. It gets them playing a game like Halo Infinite where they can buy microtransactions and whatnot, right? They're buying controllers, they're buying accessories. It only has to be slightly profitable. It's really just another version, of Xbox Live in a lot of ways. All these games come like Forza Horizon 5. There's tons of stuff you can spend money on in that as well. So that's what it is. But yeah, when it comes to let me not knock my cord out. Oh, oops, I almost knocked my mic cord out. But yeah, when it comes to the $500 million, nobody knows what it is. They've never released anything. One thing that is sketchy about Halo Infinite in terms of finances is after Halo 5 came out, they told us how profitable it was. It was like a very wildly profitable game. And the fact that they haven't said anything about Halo Infinite, you would think they would want to brag about it. But I don't know. Maybe they just don't do that anymore. Come to think of it, I can't remember
They also
the last
gave
time.
the biggest chunk of the game free to play. So it could really change that metric, right? Something
really
that Brad
brag about
Sams...
that anymore, right?
Right. Yeah. Brad Sams put out a great video today about these Game Pass numbers. And he said, I wish I had his quote memorized, but he said, when you have Game Pass revenue, he said is literally the most lucrative, the best type of revenue any business could have, a residual, reoccurring revenue stream every month that is going to be in your revenues, be in your projection because people are subscribed. And what I think we know, Gaz, is that people who've subscribed to Game Pass, it must be that the large majority, and let me know if you agree or disagree, the large majority must be subscribing and saying, you know what, I'm hanging on to this. I'm just going to keep it going every month.
I think that's the general kind of mindset, mental disposition to subscription services anyway. I have had Disney subscription going for ages. I haven't watched that stuff in ages, which reminds me I need to watch. I don't even know what's
Bro,
on
the
there.
second I stop, I cut them off. But I pay for one service and I share like 5 others with family. Like we're cheap like
that's
that.
good.
Like there's no way. There's
Oh
no
man,
way.
I had Crunchyroll. I didn't even know I had it running for a year. I only recently cancelled it, but I might restart that again. It's just because because you cancel it, then like, oh, actually, I want to watch some anime or something. But like, I have the subscriptions running. I've had Game Pass running. I've actually topped up my Game Pass for a while, but that's gonna run out soon. Oh no, I might have topped it up again. But like, Game Pass is the one I just want to make sure I have it. Keep going. If any deal comes through, it feels, because there's always a sense of this is still too good to be true. I'm gonna keep topping it up at this price range, which actually makes sense because now bloody inflation and what's ever happening, especially here in the UK, the pound is like tanking. But really, generally, dude. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's horrible. Like, it's so expensive. Like, the money comes into your account, it's gone the next day. I'm like, wow, tumbleweed. But yeah,
that's because you're not conscious for half of your spending habits.
I'm terrible with my money. I'm terrible with my money.
Those subscriptions, man. No, but like,
I know, man. The
it's so
subscription
bad,
costs a lot.
So bad though. Even if you cut all those subscriptions, like you go to the grocery store, you get less and less in the cart after you fill it up, and you're paying more than more. So it's like, even if you tried to penny pinch, it's not going to make up for the fact that everything is so much more expensive.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Game Pass hasn't gone up. I mean,
Doritos economics, bro. Doritos economics.
Absolutely. You know, Doritos economics works because that's going to push more people to subscribe to Game Pass. Bro, it genuinely is tough. If banks raise the interest rates here to 6%, that's no spending money because mortgages are going to be so expensive.
Welcome to Consumer Reports with Gaz from Game On Daily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Economics and inflation. Global economics.
But this
is a financial hour with Gaz.
I thought this was a gaming podcast.
Sell it. Don't just buy it. Sell it. I don't know what's going on to this noise. I'm just going to start screaming as well.
Let's talk about how we talk about this financial problem where people's money is not going as far, like you're talking about. This is a real thing. Like when you go to the store, like Sean said, your money doesn't fill up the cart like it used to, and you're literally in this situation where Gaz is saying that Xbox is offering more value. Even Sean tried the all access thing where you get everything all for one price. It's what do they call that? Same as cash, so there's no interest if you pay it on time. So it's a really good deal. And your literal competitors are gouging the crap out of you. They're hiking prices. They're making higher profits. They're raising the prices on their hardware. They're raising the prices on their games. They're piecemealing you with remakes and remasters. We got to talk about this, guys. I want you to lead this discussion about the what's that?
They still have Xbox All Access?
Yes. Yeah. It's something they're keeping around. Right now. It's been All Access has not been available to most people because the consoles have not been available to actually get into the program. So it's been hit or miss for availability.
That was the reason I got it. It's because there was a point where Best Buy had a bunch of Series X's like way last year. I got mine well over a year ago, and if you got the All Access, they would give you one. That's how I got it.
Ah, okay, nice. So they had that set aside. Keep your hands off this one. This is All Access.
They still have zero APR. Why would you not get? I don't understand why you wouldn't get this deal.
That's the deal. The deal is
you don't have to pay now.
The deal is you pay it for 2 years, and as long as you stay on time with payments, there's no interest. But it's one of those things that if you're late on the payments, it gets all the accrued. Then the financial hour with Colteastwood. Gaz, let's talk about the
$30 a month. Yeah, no, let's stop.
We're gonna do all the finances with Doritos currency. We got
by the way, on this Game Pass thing, someone actually
Paris
Hoggy what?
Paris said remasters are the future of gaming. He's being funny.
And then he's gonna cry about console wars and shut up, Paris. Anyway,
it's right though. It's like the movie industry now. Everything's a remake or a prequel or a sequel or a reboot because it works. Works. That's the problem. It works. People love it.
I don't
make a whole new original game, or we can just remake this, and they'll buy that. Let's just do the remake. It's just
If
same
someone
thing with
buys
the
a
movies.
Horizon Zero Dawn, I have this thing. Oh, put Gears collection. No one gives a shoot.
Oh, no,
Anyway,
no,
I was going
no.
to say this point on this Game Pass point, and the gent who, well, Hoggy mentioned this to me. He says, I don't know if it's a typo, and I've got Joe L who has DM'd me. Apart from nudes, he's also sent me this thing, and he makes this point on the
Nudes?
Tweaktown graph. Yeah, well, it's not. But on the Tweaktown graph, it says like the estimate is between July 31st, 2021, and December 31st, 2021. That's 11 months. So I don't know if that's a typo.
So it is close to 3 billion. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
guess-
11 months. Yeah.
The
Potentially.
11th month, a baker's dozen year. I like it. I like it a lot. Guys, let's talk about these regulators. That's what I was trying to move into. The regulators spoke up. The Brazilian regulators approved, if that's even the right word. They approved the deal with no concessions. They give the full green light for Xbox to let us compete to get Activision Blizzard, and they said one statement that is burned into my memory. What was this one of the statements they said that you remember?
I know which one are you talking about. You're talking about the one where they say it's not our job to protect PlayStation yet because it's all about protecting competition. Fix your up, Paris Lily. That's right, you, Paris Lily, you piece of I don't know why he's there in the chat, so I thought I'd terrorize him. No.
Shout out to
No,
Paris,
he's
by the way. Paris has been, Paris has been
what up,
putting up
Paris?
with it too.
I just found Paris relatively recently too, Cole.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I'm finding all you Xbox bros. I'm finding all
Yeah.
of them.
Sponsored by Microsoft. No, shout out to him.
Yeah, and the thing about Paris is he's the real deal in real life. So yeah, and he's huge.
What's up?
He's huge. I was like, hey,
I'll fight
Paris,
him.
how's it going?
I'll fight you. I'll fight you.
I can't
Fight
wait
Paris.
until you meet him in person.
I'll fight.
Paris is gonna pop your
He's
head
old
off with
now.
one.
What can he do? He's old. He can't fight. Come on, Paris. E3. I'll fight you.
nah.
I'll fight you. Yeah, let's do it. What were we saying? Look, it's amazing. Like that
what are we talking
Brazilians. We're talking about the Brazilian regulators quite definitively shutting down a lot of the detractors. I mean, this so Microsoft felt compelled to say, "Hey, here's a summary of what they said." Did this little speech, and wow, like I mean, that
Dude.
is a. I respect the Brazilian. Well, I like Brazil as it is anyway because you know. But generally, they
I don't even know.
Brazilian women are brilliant. But what I was going to say is,
I knew that's what he was talking about.
I can't believe I have not been there yet. But yeah, I'm working on a video.
It's kind of dangerous.
It is
Max Payne
dangerous.
3.
You don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
Sean-
Can I ask
Sean-
you a question?
Yeah,
was this
yeah.
was this ever in doubt? Because when I first saw Xbox buying Activision, I'm like, well, how could they not get this passed? Because Disney's bought up everything on Earth. So how can they not get one studio? How in the world? You know what I'm saying?
10.
It's all because it's all entertainment media. It's all media brands and whatnot. Disney's bought up everything on Earth. So how can Xbox not buy one thing? Like it just. I
mean,
don't
it's
understand.
10.
one very big thing. I mean, as a
10.
company, Microsoft has never spent this much money as Microsoft. And in gaming, you've got the FTC that has come out with a almost like political statement saying that they are going to really scrutinize it. So the big one, the final boss in all of this is the FTC. And you've got all these mini bosses. And the second mini boss is the CMA. So the CMA is going to make a determination, I think, by end of March or February, whatever, next year. Brazil.
What, Sean?
was
What?
it-
What's
The FTC is not going to come out and be like, oh yeah, of course we're going to approve it. They have to be like, oh yes, we will screw. They have to justify like having authority and having
But
existence.
they've done
you know what I'm
it,
saying?
Sean. They've done it with Oculus. They did it to Meta.
I don't know.
So,
Has there
so,
ever been
bro,
a big, like what's an example of a big
I'll tell you.
entertainment media acquisition that was blocked? Because with Meta and hardware, that's different. We're talking about
software, but they're talking. They have
still intellectual property though. Activision just
WhatsApp.
they make
Look at
games.
WhatsApp.
It's just entertainment. Yeah, but
But
WhatsApp
what
is
about
WhatsApp is a service though.
I'll tell
I'm
you.
talking-
I'll tell you. Multimedia as well. They blocked
Yeah, what?
the basically a whole in the VR space. Oculus were going to buy, Meta was going to buy, what's it called? A VR kind of training thing. It was almost like Beat Saber falls into it. And they said,
that's not what I mean, though. I mean,
that's
like
software. That's literally.
I mean like entertainment properties, because we're talking about
entertainment. Beat Saber is a entertainment game, man. Have you played Beat Saber? The rhythm action.
No,
game.
Wait. They blocked an app merger. I'm sorry.
No app merger. No.
What did they try to block? What are you saying?
So the FTC have said that Meta's acquisition of, and it's been a while, so forgive me, what that was called, but in the suite of this thing was a technology, VR gaming space. It was in the gaming space, and it was what's called, and it was a workout program. Like, and they said, "Oh no, so why? What
Meta?
Yeah, just look for it. Yeah,
no, I'm just genuinely curious. Oh, okay, here we go. We got FTC files to block Facebook parent company from buying a VR company. Okay, what does the VR company do? It seems like it's blocking more VR related software, like very specific, like a technology.
And why? What's the justification behind that? The FTC is
because they don't want Meta to have a monopoly over all
but what's that
reality
based
technology.
On? But there
Whose
you go.
side are you on,
there.
Gaz? You like Mark Zuckerberg, don't you?
No, he's a piece of shit. But anyway, no, I don't.
Let us
company.
But that's an example. That's an example of them trying to kill a nascent market before it's even flourished. VR already is a niche. So with them doing that, that was cited as an example of that's just stupid. But now, at the scale that ABK represents and how mass market penetration of something like God, of course it's going to be the like. I'm not saying it's going to get cancelled, but it's an example of why people think that. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. No, I totally understand why people think it would. It's just the way I look at it is, to me, it's more like Disney buying up stuff. It's just like Microsoft acquiring Activision. Like, what does Activision own? It's just a bunch of IPs, Call of Duty, right? It's just entertainment products. They don't have like some special technology, some VR.
There you go.
That they have a monopoly over. It's just a bunch of IPs.
There you go.
And that is why Disney has been able to buy up everything, because they don't have a monopoly on movies or TV shows or anything. They're just buying up the IPs.
And that's what the Brazilian regulators said. That was just brilliant about this whole thing. It's like, well, it's just Call of Duty. And then it cited Nintendo. So Nintendo's not. They're doing perfectly fine. They don't have Call of Duty. Yes, it will affect Sony's bottom line, absolutely, because Call of Duty is a force. But it's still an IP. It's a video game IP. Doesn't need it to survive.
You can still play them on PC. You can even if Microsoft kicked PlayStation off Call of Duty, which I don't think they will, at least not in the near term future. Even if they did that, you could still play it on PC. And then there's other shooter games though. You know, like
the regulators don't care about.
Absolutely.
Gaz and I had Hoax Law on. He said the regulators don't care about exclusive games, and Sean nails it when he's talking about if it's just Call of Duty and it's some other IPs that they're bringing up. The regulators don't care about an entertainment franchise intellectual property. They care about a monopoly, which, as we've said on the show many times, Gaz, Game Pass is the threat. Because, like I said this on Risket's show on Friday. The whole threat of people saying, oh, if you want to play games a la carte, it's Game Pass. Game Pass is the brand name. Game Pass is for the people in North America. I don't know if this works across the world, but Kleenex is, people say, hand me a Kleenex, and they mean a tissue, right? But they say, hand me a Kleenex, or, hey, I need that Band-Aid over here. Band-Aid's a brand. You know, it's a brand name, and it's become synonymous with the product. Game Pass is already synonymous with the place to play whatever you want on demand with these games that come into Game Pass. It's so huge. PlayStation is so scared, Sean, that Jim Ryan hopped on a Cessna and flew over the Andes Mountains over to Brussels. I don't think I have my geography right. But anyway, it sounds great. He flew over to Brussels last week to stake his claim that Xbox is going to kill PlayStation by buying Call of Duty when the regulators are like, look, we're not worried about that. He's like, they're going to have this Game Pass that is synonymous with the Kleenex and the Band-Aid name, or Gatorade, where it's such a big name that people say, if I want to play a la carte, I'm not going to PlayStation Premium, because their leadership told them the highest tier of services you can get on the PlayStation 5 does not and will not include our best, our brightest, and our newest games. We don't think we should offer that to you. So we want you to pay $18 a month to get our old leftovers. So they're in no position to try and compete. They're definitely not in the mindset or in the readiness to compete. And they're in this situation where their last-ditch effort, Sean, is to tell the regulators, Microsoft's going to kill us with this ABK deal. Call of Duty is what I meant to get to, is Call of Duty is so huge. The name is so big. It will absolutely topple us if it belongs to Xbox, even as a name.
Yeah. But it's stupid,
I mean, they'll
and
get
I
away
agree
with
with you. But the FTC, like, the quote is that, and this is where I don't trust the FTC to make the right decision. They say,
Don't trust the U.S. government.
yeah, no, I don't. Instead of competing on the merits, Meta's trying to buy its way to the top, said the FTC Bureau of Competition Deputy Director John Newman. Meta already owns a best-selling virtual reality fitness app and had the capabilities to compete even more closely with its popular Supernatural app. But Meta chose to buy the market position instead of earning its merits. This is an illegal acquisition, and will pursue all appropriate relief.
You know
And
why they have to do that, right? Because they really screwed up when they let Mark Zuckerberg buy Instagram. That should have been blocked, because he bought Instagram and destroyed it. They nerfed it. They took away your ability to put links in an Instagram post on purpose, because they knew if you could just post a picture. If you could just post a picture on Instagram and have a link like to your website or something on it, and they didn't buy it, it would have destroyed Facebook, because it was a superior platform. So they screwed up. The FTC should never have allowed Zuckerberg to buy that. And so they got to come down on it. I love what's happening to Zuckerberg. I can't stand him. Can't stand him. I think he's lost like billions of dollars. Oh my God, it's perfect. He's wasting all his money on the metaverse. Nobody's going in the metaverse, Mark. But go ahead.
Well, this whole thing is about the metaverse. This whole deal is about the metaverse that we're talking about. Microsoft,
shut him down. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see him.
Well, then
he's
deal.
He's wasted money.
Then you should be hoping for this deal not to go through.
Which one? The Activision one?
Yeah, because the front and center.
It's different though. No,
why is it different? It's like that movie Friday. But that's different.
Just the too long didn't read. It is like effectively impossible to have a monopoly on entertainment. That's what it comes down to. There's so many ways to play video games. You can play on Nintendo. You can play on PC, right? They've got the Steam Deck, Xbox, PlayStation. Nobody has a monopoly. The FTC's job is to come in there and make sure that we don't have monopolies. That's like one of their main things, and that's what they're doing with Meta and the VR stuff. They're worried about them having a monopoly, and that's the problem. While I'm talking about Instagram, is Mark Zuckerberg is unable to innovate, and he doesn't take care of his core product, Facebook. So he buys stuff and he destroys it. That's what he does. So they're worried about him buying the VR stuff and just ruining the competition, and so it stifles the industry. That's like the FTC's job, is to stop companies from creating monopoly and then stifling the competition. If Microsoft decides to make Call of Duty Xbox exclusive, there's nothing stopping a developer somewhere from creating a Call of Duty, a game that can actually compete with Call of Duty.
I mean,
I agree with
developers have tried for a decade.
We've said this.
They've tried.
I mean, that doesn't mean they can still try harder. I mean, there's no magic formula. Well, yeah, there may be with Call of Duty, but will Call of Duty be as relevant as it is now in 5 or 10 years? Who knows? The meta's changing literally. So I don't agree. Like, the competition can. Sony can, its first-party studios can build a game like that. We've had Fortnite, we've had Apex Legends, we have had all kinds of disruptors. The industry thrives on that. So there's no the nonsense. I agree with you, Sean. The argument is nonsense, but the FTC has some, like you're talking about, killing like nascent market cloud, no monopoly. Xbox potentially can with a subscription service like this, and that's where the angle is. But there's a lot of speculative work, because who is going to be a new nascent entry into this new nascent market in the cloud space?
Let's cover that, because
I see what you're saying.
The cloud part, Gaz brings up a really good point, audience, because the cloud part is kind of a a companion piece with Xbox Game Pass. If you're in Game Pass Ultimate, Cloud comes with it. You can stream your console games. You can stream the games that are in Game Pass that you don't own that are in the rental service. And this is a big thing that PlayStation doesn't have a foothold in cloud gaming. And we definitely know that Google does not have a placehold in cloud gaming. They just shut down Stadia last week, right? So today, of all days, Windows Central's Jez Corden just leaked a massive revelation that Phil Spencer had this little white box on his shelf. And if you looked at the thumbnails, you came into the show, I had a concept image of it that Windows Central put together. Something that I've talked about on this channel for 3 years. It's been a long thing that's been talked about. The code name Keystone has been leaked or has been talked about for a long time. This idea that Phil and the team have talked about having some sort of supplemental streaming device. This is Xbox Keystone, which would be a small set-top box for $50 or $99 that plugs in HDMI to your TV and has hardware and software in it to speed up latency issues and to facilitate really great native feeling cloud gaming on your smart TV without having the special Samsung TV.
Literally
so Sean,
amazing.
tell me about this, because one of my friends said, who is this really for? You know, hardcore Xbox guys and PC guys don't really need this. People who, you know, what do you have to say about this, Sean?
They think they don't need it when this thing comes out, and maybe it's like $50, $60, and you realize you could buy one of these, and then you go on vacation, and you could just bring this little thing with you and play your games, right? Like anywhere, right? I think a lot of people are sleeping on a product like this that can plug into Game Pass, let you play your games anywhere, you know? I do think this is going to be a slam dunk I don't want to say, you know, not in the United States, not the major markets, right? Maybe markets where,
interesting,
you know, it's more expensive and it's hard, because I do know like the consoles can be extra expensive in certain places, like Brazil. We've been talking about Brazil. I remember seeing people complain, like in Brazil, like apparently the consoles are just more expensive there or something. Like, I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of places in the world. Maybe they can't afford a $500 system, a $200, but they could probably do a $50 US. They could do that, and they can get basically the same experience. So this is going to let them dominate in all sorts of markets that they otherwise would have been able to sell anything. And that's why it's huge. And you combine that, I mean, just totally random throwing this in here, but you got like Starlink, you know, Elon Musk adding internet to the entire world at an affordable cost, places where they don't have high-speed internet, you know? The world is becoming smaller and more connected, and a device like this, it's really, I don't think it's that hard to see why this thing could be huge.
Okay. I mean, my friend was like trying to figure out like who is really going to be in the market for this that doesn't want to play games natively or doesn't want to just buy a console. Gaz, are you following along as you troll Riskit for the biscuit in the chat? Are you following along with this thing? Like, who's this marketed for, and how much do you think it's going to cost? By the way, I'm sorry, Gaz. Tom Warren was the one who broke it. He was the one who zoomed in on Phil's his shelf. But I saw Jez Corden's article first, so I apologize. Tom Warren for The Verge is awesome. Gaz, what's your take on this?
It's Brendan. It's Brendan Lowry's. Jez posted it, but I think Brendan wrote it.
Okay. He did? Okay, I saw him
and that
share the article.
Is a 4chan render.
Is that what? Is that?
The cover photo for the article, it says a fan render from 4chan.
Oh my god.
Oh, they got
Yeah,
us.
I mean, I figured it was
looks,
made by someone. Yeah.
that's what it's going to look like, though.
The thing looks much thinner than that picture. But anyway, go ahead, Gaz.
I mean, if you kind of compare it next to the controller, I mean, I know the controller's further away a little bit, but it looks quite tiny. The streaming box was inevitable. It's going to happen. And absolutely, it would be stupid that Microsoft just said as much. I think there is yes, native is native, but this tech, whether it's consigned to this whether you card or it's natively integrated into TVs, which is what the real money's at, is getting them native. It's going to do well. It's going to do numbers. You just chuck in a controller there. Give them a controller with a TV package and 5 months worth of Game Pass. Boom, you're hooked. It's like crack. done. It's over. People there. It's for the mainstream. It's not for us people. Like people will go in and say, "Oh, I can play a game. Let me just go boom." Like the thing with cloud gaming is there is no faff other than the latency. You're instantly in the game. No installs, no downloads, nothing. That's going to have mass market appeal, and it's going to starting to grow. Microsoft has a challenge of marketing that properly, because this streaming stick, who is it going to market it to?
It is kind of a mystical concept for most gamers, I would think, right? I wanted you to kind of set up the scene, maybe, Gaz. Like, if you go into a store and you see this thing, how much is it? Like, you brought up the controller thing. So if it's boxed with a controller, I mean, a controller is $50 or $60 in the U.S.
$100 if it has a controller.
So it's like $99 for this box, and it comes with an HDMI cable, and it comes with a controller, and
I'm not gonna lie, I would buy that if it's like a stick and a controller, and I can go abroad and I travel and you just stick it into a TV in a hotel room and play
stick it.
And
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Internet
If you travel,
in hotels
it's great.
is rubbish. So it's just like, what's the reality of it? How is this going to perform? They're pushing streaming tech. How's their xCloud? What about the latency? They killed Stadia. Do they have the tech to mimic the quality of Stadia's latency? I don't know. Like, they need to get that
I'm
right.
saying this is for all sorts of countries that otherwise might not be able to get it. That's what I think it is, man. Because you're right. Like, yeah, you bring this thing around with you. The hotel, the internet might not be good enough to play, but you know.
What about the Asian market in Korea, Japan, and likes? They don't love having a gigantic console in the home. That's just how their culture is, and they don't buy a lot of consoles. They certainly don't buy a lot of PS5s or Xboxes. So, Gaz, what does that look like in the Asian or South Asian market? This thing that you plug in and sit behind your TV, is that a desirable product?
Where the internet speed in Japan is faster than the hard drive speed of some like PCs. These guys, that's where Japan, man, space is a commodity. Like, you can't. Everyone's in cities. Everyone's like smaller. They got smaller apartments. Come and plug in, and you play games typically that may not even require, that much, latency dependent. Like you could play turn-based RPG or something that you don't need to have that kind of quick reaction. Then yeah, absolutely, those are the kind of regions. Again, it boils down to marketing. It boils down to having a diverse library of games to entice the Far East Asia market as well, which is what they're working on. I absolutely believe in the vision that they have for cloud. If that tech starts advancing to the level in the way it is, we're going to have it where people are very close-minded in their attitude towards cloud. Like, oh, we'll never go cloud. I'll always be native. Yeah, I know that. Microsoft know that. Phil Spencer has said they'll not replace the native experience. But what happens when the internet does come to a stage where you're struggling to tell the difference in terms of input latency? It's going to do well.
I'm putting up a poll right now for those who are checking out the XNC podcast after the fact and can't check it. You can't click the button to vote. I'm putting up a voting poll. And if you're checking out the show, we're on Google, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So since you wouldn't be able to interact with this poll right now, I'm asking the audience, would you rather, and keep in mind the audience, if you're here listening, I would assume you're mostly interested in traditional gaming. I said, would you rather have a cloud-only handheld device, or would you rather have a cloud-only TV small box device? And where I look at it, Gaz, is would you rather play a cloud-only situation on the go in hand with a small screen, or would you rather be able to take that where you want and have it plugged into a larger screen?
I think the first.
What do you think, Sean? What would you rather have if you had to pick one? If you were at the store and somebody's like, "Hey, we're going to give you one of your choice, the cloud handheld or the cloud TV box with a controller. Which would you pick if you get to walk out of there with one of them?"
I'm going with the box. I don't really like handhelds, honestly. I have a Switch, so for handheld, I'll just play the Switch. I gotta be honest, I would love to be able to travel and have this thing and play with it. That's just me, though. That's just me. I would love to be able to have the controller. You just pop this thing in there, and as long as the internet's good at the hotel, that'd be so fun.
Gaz, what about you?
Worry about it.
Internet's never good at hotels. It's so annoying. I don't know why.
You can pay $10.
We have internet, all right, because everything's bigger here. I don't
You
know about
can
them.
pay $10 for premium internet at your hotel.
And
Let me read a couple
and
supers.
get this, they'll send you a cheeseburger up too with it if you want.
I got
I was
these
at- we were-
cheeseburgers, man.
We were at a hotel in
Please,
Seattle.
man.
We were at a hotel in Seattle, and I was starving. It was like 11 o'clock at night when we got home to the hotel room, and they have like that food segment, and I got this chocolate chip cookie about this big, and the room bill was like $8 for this cookie. I was like, I could have ordered one from Justin
damn.
Legary. Shout out to Justin Legary. All right, let me read a couple supers here. We got
McDonald's, man. Always a McDonald's within range.
The
in America.
McCookie.
They're always.
You want a McCookie? Take my cookie. Super Bottle with a $5 super says, I would guess Game Pass profit is anywhere from 10 to 20% of that $3 billion. Yeah, that's reasonable, I think. Red Wolf, who's been a channel, has been a channel for 6 months, says, hey, gentlemen, did you hear that Starfield has ray tracing features? Great show as always. Shout out to the community members and people in the chat. I read a new article about Starfield today, like an hour before the show went up, and it talked about how the development is so much bigger than any of their previous games. And I haven't really dug into that, but I didn't see anything about ray tracing. But
I don't believe
there are
that.
some interesting
Yeah, they'll run at 2
choices.
frames a second at that point.
Yeah, did you guys see the gameplay trailer? The thing was kind of struggling. Like, I don't know how you're gonna take that.
Well,
ray tracing
I
on.
mean,
It's gonna
I
blow up the Xbox.
I have a theory that Todd Howard wanted that shown at 30 frames, but we'll see. But
30
the
frames
creation engine is
like
locked.
10.
It's capped at 60 frames. So unless they can come up with some other solution, I don't know. Risk it for the biscuit with Australian. We'll talk about Starfield here in a little bit. Risk it for the biscuit with the Australian $8. Thank you, Risk it. He says, as Phil said, the traditional sales model is still the largest revenue stream for Xbox. Gaz is wrong. His teeth are also false. Zoom in and enhance on the toofs.
Was that Riskets?
That's
Riskets,
Risk it,
yeah,
of course. Yeah,
You can tell my brain cells disappeared as you're reading those, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Assassin with a $2 super chat puts up a code for Borderlands Game of the Year edition. I'm assuming that's the first one. Please play that if you haven't. So good. Thank you, Assassin. He also says, since Sony thinks remasters and remakes are the future of gaming, which Xbox exclusive, do you three want to see get the remaster treatment? I think we talked about this last week, but let's ask Sean.
Jet Set Ready Future. That's the only one I care about that.
Oh, okay.
Capcom vs SNK 2.
I don't
Good
know how to
game.
answer this. I don't know how to
What
answer
game
this.
needs to be remastered from Xbox?
From
The honest
Xbox.
answer is Fable. Fable is the game. Oh my god.
Fable. But I mean,
I
Fable
wouldn't-
already got its like enhancement, or it got like, I don't know, whatever.
I played the anniversary edition. I mean,
3 looks pretty
wait.
rough. It's like 900p or
total
some
remake?
720p.
I don't know. I don't know.
Make
I
new
don't know. I can't
games,
say
man.
this. People will be mad at me. I really wouldn't mind if they just. I'm gonna say it. Totally reboot Halo. Totally
Jade
reboot
Empire
Halo.
is actually a good shout. Jade Empire.
Jade
Good
Empire's
shout.
a good one.
Good
Yeah.
shout.
I don't know. I feel like
Absolutely.
Xbox doesn't need to remake. People bring up games that I never even like loved, like some JRPGs from back in the day, and you know, they got like Miles Dumpier who wants Phantom Dust, and
Yeah.
Red Wolf says, thank you, Red Wolf. He says the remaster of God of War Ragnarok releasing before God of War Ragnarok. Ha 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 ha. No. Biff Rinaldi, thank you for the super. He says Microsoft should buy Disney. No, Microsoft should buy PlayStation and just get it over with. Kyle Coe, thank you so much for the super. He says, Colt, I'm in Seattle this week. Gonna visit Pink Gorilla. Is that like a strip club or something? I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
Have you ever
Pink
been to
Gorilla. If I tell people I'm going to be at Pink Gorilla, I better be wearing chaps. Anywhere, he says, anywhere else to recommend to a fellow gamer? Also great dinner spots to take a woman out on a date. Let me get back to you on that. We go to Seattle all the time. And then when we're with the kids, we end up going to Taco Bell. It's so fantastic.
It's London. I got loads of spots. But
Angry Hippie, thank you so much for the $5. He says, all regulators are a joke. They allowed Warner Discovery. How's that going for consumers? Well, we're getting Gotham Knights. We're going to talk about that in a minute, too. Assassin, thank you so much for the super. He says, anyone see Obsidian shut down Fallout New Vegas 2 today? No, I didn't. He says, happy 25th anniversary to Fallout, and it's great to see Colt be a guest on the XC podcast today. Oh, son of a gun. Yeah.
Hey, look at me.
Wait,
I'm the
hold on.
captain now.
At one point, I just sunk so far down in my chair, I couldn't get back up. Riskit says the FTC won't narrow its focus to just cloud and Game Pass. Well, I mean,
Shut up, Riskit. You said, oh, God of War's been delayed. Shut the man, it takes so many L's. Stop doing that. Just shut up. Just shut your face.
oh my gosh, people are so
And he
mad
goes,
at.
oh, we still don't. It went gold. He goes, oh, well, that's not fact. Shut the.
He's like, until I see a cardboard cutout of Kratos in Walmart, it's not happening.
It's not happening. I was like, oh my God.
We talked about it on the show. He was having a good time. But Danny Passion Official, thank you so much for the super. Says, Gaz, try to stream your Xbox game on the Steam Deck. You'll see potential already of cloud gaming. It's insane. Latency pretty much doesn't exist. That latency doesn't exist. Why don't they do that natively on the Steam Deck? Why doesn't Xbox just say, hey, what do we have to do to get this like just easy one button push on the Steam Deck?
The different market policies, different, the competing policies, they need to figure that out. It will eventually, like, if that happens, it'll be huge. My brother.
Wait, hold on. Why so serious? Said Cyberpunk went gold. Talking about God of War. Yeah.
And it released broken. But yeah.
All right, let me read one more. Just Gaming Podcast, thank you for the super and thank you for being in the chat. I see you. I see you, Jake Sully. Eventually, we will hit a terminal velocity with technology that the native experience will blend with the streaming experience. Yes, I agree. Xbox is betting on getting out of the hardware game before anyone else. Oh, Sean, do you agree? Is Xbox out of the console business before PlayStation, or is it happening at the same time?
Oh my God. Well, obviously Xbox would be out first. They're way more invested in cloud and everything. They're way ahead. And they just have the infrastructure. It's Microsoft, bro. It's just a way bigger company. Better technology as a whole. How much bigger is Microsoft than Sony?
Well, Sony's still making CD players, so you can see where they're at.
Sony's still one of the biggest companies, but Microsoft
I'm just kidding.
Massive.
Microsoft can buy Sony, like, scratch his ass after the fact. It's that much money.
I think that's accurate.
Trillions versus billions. It's a big difference. They're not even in the same universe.
I see where the monopoly stuff comes in. I don't think it'll happen with the Activision thing, but it could happen with this cloud stuff.
I'm not saying that they have the right, because the FTC are stupid. So when the Meta thing happened, it made no sense, and that's what. Don't expect some regulators to see sense. Like the CMA, when they were doing their stage 1 representations, they copied pretty much Sony's arguments put forward to the Brazilian regulators. Felt like it was copy and paste. It just seemed like you don't understand what your role is, like, to safeguard competition. With the Brazilian regulators now coming back and saying what they did, so much common sense, and respect to Brazil, by the way, as well, apart from the lovely women. Respect to Brazil and the football. Respect to their process, the process that demands.
Soccer.
No, soccer.
I knew that would trigger you. I had to.
You can't say Brazil without saying Max Payne 3.
Soccer.
All right? That's Max Payne 3.
Oh, shout out to Max Payne 3. Such a good game. But also that process that requires or allows the representations to be public. Because now we get to see it peer through the curtain and expose the Sony attitude and the fear. And then they did, look, biased or not, their statement was very thorough and just hit the nail on the head. So I was really loving it.
Phil Spencer and, like, who's the guy who runs Sony, who runs PlayStation? They're like, we're against the console wars. There's been like quotes. They've been like, oh yeah, and then all this stuff comes out, and like they're like the biggest console warriors like there is. Like there's no bigger fight than them over this thing.
You wonder why their fans act the way they do, Sean. You really wonder.
They're trying to destroy each other behind the scenes, and they're like, oh yeah, no, everybody just needs to get along. Yeah, right. It's competition. It is a war.
I mean, Jim Ryan's like, "Hey guys, I'm flying to Brussels. Get on Twitter, cover the base for me." You put out a video today, Sean, about Forge. I want you to give the audience a breakdown and warm us into this discussion about Halo, because there's big things happening, and
Yes.
I want you to talk about what's going on right now with Forge. Everyone's waiting. I'm like, co-op's not out yet, or what's up? What's the update?
Oh god, I canceled split screen campaign co-op, like native couch co-op. So that sucks. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, take a deep breath. Let's talk about Halo. My life, my whole life, basically, for like years now. It's insane. We're finally getting Forge almost a year after the launch of this game. Seems like it's gonna be solid. It's just like everything with this game comes with an asterisk. Everything they've showed us of Forge looks awesome. Like, it looks like it should be incredible. Alas, it is not coming with custom games browser, so you're not going to be able to enjoy the Forge content by going into a custom games browser. In the video I just made today, the lead designer from 343 on Forge, they can't give us a timeline or commit to them taking the content from Forge and putting it into a matchmaking playlist. Most players are not going to be able to like come home after work and like try to set up a big custom games night, right? In like Discord or something like that. People want to turn on the Xbox, get right into matchmaking and play. You're lucky at this point with the way Halo is if you can find 1 or 2 people to play with you, right? And so they don't have a timeline for putting the Forge content into a playlist. The timeline should be like the week it comes out. Like, it should be right away. And they can't give us a timeline. So that to me, that's why I made the video today. I do my best. I know they watch my videos. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you got to do this. You just have to. I don't care. They're like, oh, we got to play test everything. You don't need to play test it. Pick the best Forge maps that come out after a week or two.
The past 10 years have been a play test. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's true, though. But it's like, you don't need to play test anything. If anything, we are going to do the play testing. The Halo community within 2 weeks, absolutely. Honestly, it's gonna take like a few days. If I'm being honest, it's gonna take like 3 or 4 days. We will know like 10 good Forge maps within a few days. People are gonna dig in. They're gonna play it 24/7. We're gonna know the new maps. They need to just take those maps, throw them into a playlist, and so we can play. But like I said, everything comes with an asterisk. They can't commit to when this is coming out. So I'm definitely worried about that, because Forge is the main thing that is coming to Halo Infinite on November 8th, and then it's a 4-month season that we're not really getting much. That's like the latest stuff going on. And then we got the Doritos promotion that was scuffed. We
Like
got
literally scuffed. Yeah, literally
we
scuffed.
got the chair.
So
a lot of what's going on with Halo right now, because I know you guys want to talk about the speculation and the content. Really, what it comes down to, the Halo community is deep into the speculation right now. And the reason is because this game is just truly perplexing. We got the roadmap, I don't even know what it was, like a month or 2 ago. And it's just like no content for this game. It's been out for like a year. They've only put out 2 dev maps, a couple battle passes, a handful of modes. There just hasn't been a lot of content. There hasn't been a lot of updates to the game. There's only been like 2 or 3 patches. And so we look at this roadmap that extends out Season 3 until June of next year. Season 3 ends, and it's only bringing 2 maps. So from now until June, we get Forge, but we only get 2 dev maps and another battle pass. So everybody in the Halo community is honestly just like, what in God's name is going on with this game? A year later, there's no content, and we're not. And it's next summer, this coming summer, there's still not going to be content. So that's why the speculation is so big right now, because I did get information that I think is accurate. But on top of that, it's just like, well, what are you guys doing? You got to be doing something else. Like, explain this to me. And I think that's why everybody's so deep in the speculation, because like I said, it is a deeply perplexing game. People leave me comments like, Sean, I've spent way more time watching your videos than even playing the game. And I have done the same myself, because I make videos that I want to watch myself. And so I've watched, of course, I've watched all my videos. And so that's what's going on. I think hopefully that's a good intro.
Yeah.
What's going on with Halo? We can get into the leaks if you want. But what do you think of that? What do you guys think of that, man?
That is a good setup, right, guys? We've been talking about this for months.
Xbox this is Halo. You can't, Phil, are you listening? You can't let this happen to Halo. Come on, man. This is why I'm an Xbox fan. I was there. Sorry, one more rant.
Hold on. Phil just DM'd me.
Day one. I remember getting off the bus, from school, and my friend goes, guess what? there's this game called Halo. Like, what the hell is Halo? We can both drive in a vehicle. One of us can drive and the other person can shoot. It's like, what? No way. That was like revolutionary. He was like, you got to get an Xbox for your birthday. I was like, oh, yes, I will. It's been history ever since. And I just don't understand what is going on with this franchise.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a lot. Everyone had those stories of Halo, and where it is now, I'm not going to say to chat because Xbox get really like offended when we critique Halo, despite the fact that its failings are obvious. And yes, it plays well, plays in the chat. I see you, but what it is now is not good enough. Visually, it's not there. Like gameplay-wise, great. Story, I don't care what you say. If you've got good taste, stories suck. Oh, there's no roadmap. Where's the content? Where's the endless? None of that. Features broken. Co-op still not here. Forge looks great. Still not here. When it comes out, it's going to be a beta. Everything needs a content map beta. Like even the bloody battle pass, whatever progression system beta. Game is a mess. The obviously your slip space engine doesn't perform as it should. So everyone is desperate for Halo to be good again. And that means kill the 10-year plan. Kill it. Because you are clearly not competent to deliver that on that 10-year plan if you haven't even given us an appreciable roadmap. Because where's the roadmap for the campaign? You've given us a roadmap till March, which looks absolutely rubbish.
Anemic.
Absolutely rubbish. And you're just relying on the impressive looking Forge mode, but it's rubbish. So people are desperate to see. I remember a time when Halo was beautiful. Like Halo was a stellar looking visual game. Like this is your flagship title. Make it look good. Where's the ray tracing? Like, make it look good? We can't get bloody reflective visors.
I gotta ask. Somebody yelled at me last week. Somebody yelled at me last week. Sean, I said that Halo 5 looks better than Infinite. Am I wrong?
I gotta be honest, Cole. I think that's wrong. I happen to think Halo Infinite, the multiplayer side, I think it looks pretty good. Like when you go into the armor hall and all the customization, like the individual assets are very high quality. They're very detailed. The maps that the game shipped with, particularly the arena maps, I think they look really nice. I wouldn't say they're the best design maps in terms of layout, but I think the visuals are really good. I think the campaign's visuals are not as good as the multiplayer, but they're all right. Certainly not a next-gen game. I do think, like, I loved Halo 5 multiplayer. Like, I'm one of those Halo fans that Halo fans get mad at. They're like, no, that was not a Halo game. I loved Halo 5. I really did. I thought it was incredible. And I think the multiplayer, at this point a year later, I think Halo 5's multiplayer is better. But when you go back and play it, I don't know. I went back and played it this year, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, this does not look anywhere near as good as I remembered it. I don't think it's as good visually. I don't. But hey, it's taste is the looks are subjective, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the way the game was showcased, but I guess that's kind of old news when it was showcased at first, and then they improved it marginally. I gotta ask, what is the problem? Like, we talk about how they're only going to give us 2 dev-created maps by June. There's no Forge yet. There's no co-op. Like, what is the disconnect? And Gaz and I've talked about this speculation about
I'm gonna steal that.
This is the word. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. We'll talk about the speculation about the Unreal Engine, like changing engines, or one portion of the game possibly being an engine. Can you tell us where you think Xbox might be going, where 343 might be going? Or there's a whole lot of kind of weird rumors that came in, and some of it just sounds really logical and reasonable. What are you comfortable with talking about as far as what you think sounds legitimate or
whatever? I'm having fun on here. You guys are cool guys, man. I'm having a lot of fun. So whatever you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Unreal.
I already made videos on it, so why would I hesitate? Because I'm just
there
going
you
to
go.
repeat stuff I already said. Who cares?
Let's talk about, I think there's 2 big things that Gaz and I want to talk to you about, but let's talk about this Unreal Engine thing, because slip space is definitely a problem. So tell us what you know. Right. Tell us where you think it is.
Oh man, where to even start? So the issue with Slipspace is it's a proprietary engine, and so from the way I understand it, by the way, I'm not a game dev, so I don't know for sure about all this stuff. I can only go off of what people tell me. The issue with Slipspace is that Halo's the only game franchise that uses this engine. So when they hire someone, it takes them time to learn the engine, okay? It's not like another studio, like I suppose with Fortnite and Epic Games, or they use Unreal, where if they can just find someone who is familiar with Unreal. So I've heard from sources that the Slipspace engine is a pain in the ass to work with. That's what I've heard. I've heard it takes way longer for them to get stuff done, and so it slows down the work. It's inefficient. Now, I have to be fair on the other side. You know, I've heard from sources that the engine's a problem. Many sources. The whole community has heard this. This is like, I'm not giving you anything that like is exclusive on that front.
Exclusive.
You know? But I got to tell you, you know, Halo 5 had way more content. Right? And that's the same engine. The Slipspace engine is just a different version of what was on Halo 5. It's all the same thing. It's just like Unreal Engine 3 and 4 and 5. Like Slipspace is just their latest version. Halo 5 came packed with content, right? It didn't have Forge at launch, but it had content. It had way more post-launch content. So it's like, I hear them saying that the engine's not screwed up, that the engine is screwed up, but we've seen evidence of them, you know, working with it. So it just all adds to the mystery of what the hell is going on with Halo. It's very confusing. Do you want to talk about the Unreal rumors? Because the Unreal rumors, I will admit, are insane.
Yeah,
I
they
think
are.
they sound crazy. I'm like, how? I mean, even to now to move. I get it. Slipspace sucked. Good move to Unreal, but just the move there and all the inroads and everything they tried to fix with Forge and with this like co-op, everything they've done all this work, and they're gonna throw it away and go to Unreal.
Well,
I just
don't
find
know
that
if they're gonna. All I heard was that the Battle Royale specifically is being rebooted, and it's being rebooted into Unreal. I did hear that the next campaign they're working on is in Unreal, but they're not like abandoning Halo Infinite. I never said that. Some people misinterpreted, I guess, what I said. I know for sure I was very precise. Halo Infinite, they do have a plan for Halo Infinite. I can confirm with you guys. I know something pretty big that's coming to Halo Infinite. It's gonna land in Season 6. I'm putting Season 6 because I don't know how long the seasons are gonna take, and there's probably gonna be other delays and whatnot.
Season 6, what year would that be?
I'm assuming early 2024. I do know something awesome that's coming. I'm not gonna put it out there though because
story-based campaign.
I don't. Yeah, it's the theme of the season. It's pretty insane. But you know they could push it forward. They could push it backwards. It could get canceled. It's so far out that I'm not gonna risk myself on something like that. But so they do have a plan for Halo Infinite. The support's not gonna go away. I've heard they're gonna, because they can't redo Forge in Unreal.
Okay.
Forge has to stay in Slipspace. I think, from what I understand, you'd have to completely redo Forge if you tried to put it on Unreal. So I don't think that's happening. But my best speculation right now, again, I just get info from sources. I was told the Halo Battle Royale Unreal information from one source, and it was so ridiculous. I didn't do anything with it. I was just like, okay, that's crazy. And, you know, I just talked to him, and that's it. And then I hear from another source, a totally independent, random source. And I'm like, and a source that I trust, a source I've had for almost 2 years. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? This is crazy. There's no way. Even after 2 people tell me, I'm like, nah, it's not happening. So I'm like, let me ask a third source. And this is another source I've had for about a year and has given me the most information on the future of Halo, actually. Some crazy stuff. Yeah. So I asked that source, and I can't tell you information about the source, but their first reaction was, no way. I'll ask around for you.
Gaz, what's he talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is done. This is done. Then within 12 hours later, they come back, and all I get from them is a message of like, oh shit, right. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? They're like, yeah, no, the BR is going to Unreal rebooted. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm still honestly digesting information. I put out a video. Let me scroll my channel. It was months prior where I had revealed that I had information that said the Battle Royale was supposed to come out at the end of next year. I had hard evidence that was coming out at the end of next year, fall 2023. It was targeting that. And I care about my subscribers, so I was like, I have to update them, you know, because if this information is true, this thing's not coming out at the end of next year at all. And that's what they said. Like, it's well more than a year away. I was like, I have to update my people. So I made the video, and then everything just like blew up. Like, I woke up and I connected with Jez Corden, and now I'm on this podcast. I'm talking to people. I think it's insane. I don't think it's that insane when you think about it and you think about all the details. We know the Slipspace engine is difficult to work with. Look at Halo Infinite. I mean, just look at the circumstantial evidence. This game has barely been updated. Can you imagine them adding a 60 to 100 person battle royale that has moving in zones, its own progression system, customization, a loot pool, and loot and tiers, a drop-in system? I mean, battle royale is just a mode in quotes, but it is way more complex than that. There's a lot that goes into it.
And a different studio entirely is doing a certain affinity of building this. That's where, and when they build it, yeah.
Can you imagine them adding that to Halo? It's almost like inconceivable. You can't even imagine it. It doesn't seem even possible. And also, if the battle royale comes out, and it's very popular, they need to be able to update it very quickly. They're going to have to, we know from a recent article that they have less than 100 people on it. So they would have to hire literal hundreds of people. And you can't hire hundreds of people and get them working fast in Slipspace, because it has, like, if they could have updated Halo Infinite fast enough, they would have done it already.
They couldn't even get their own people and their own contractors working quickly on updates and in Slipspace.
Not even fix the melee. Connect code.
They can't fix. They haven't done.
Split screen.
It is almost the same game. It's almost the same game as when it launched. Now, it does make a lot of sense if you take what you can, you salvage what you can. I'm speculating. The only thing I've heard for sure is this information. 3 independent sources, Battle Royale, rebooted on Unreal. Take it or leave it. I know some people want to believe it. I'm the person delivering the info to you. I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, this sounds unbelievable. I'm just delivering what I got. But when you think about it, it makes sense.
U-turn as well, completely, because he's hearing you guys share the same sources. He said it was fake, and then he said, "Oh, wait, hold on, let me take that back. I'm hearing from sources. It may be real."
It's been 12 days. After I made my video and this whole thing blew up, I went back to my sources. I was like, "Guys, are you sure? Are you sure? Because they're coming after me." Please, if you got bad info, just tell me. It's okay. I'll make a video. I'll just change it. It'll be fine. They're
with
like,
Dorito fingers.
They're like, nah, bro, it's unreal. I was like, okay. And since then, dude, I'm not trying to brag. I'm one of the biggest Halo YouTubers. It's not much to brag about. We don't get that many views. Anyway,
there's like 3.
Relatively small list. I get info. People watch my videos. Okay, I have the sources. I have those 3 sources. I have 3 sources, bro. I have 7 other sources, and I've low key like because for a variety of reasons I can't just DM them and be like, "Yo, is the battle royale on Unreal?" Because I'm not trying to mess up my relationships. But I did kind of be like, "Oh, hey, you know, this Unreal stuff's kind of crazy, right, man? You know, like, what do you think?" And they're like, "Yeah." I know they care enough where they would be like, "Nah, Sean, you just dead that. Like, it's not true." So I feel like by now I would have heard someone say, like, you know, it's not real. The other thing I'll say is, if it's not true, I would hope it's not true. I would love to see this game get a battle royale at the end of next year. That'd be great for me and for other Halo fans. So I actually would love to get a DM and someone's like, "Nah, you got bad info. It's coming out like it was planned to at the end of 2023. That would make me very happy, honestly. I'm just after the truth, honestly.
Same here, and I think you'll get it, Reprieve. I think this one seems to be true. This one seems to be true. The Battle Royale being on Unreal, yeah.
What is
the campaign, though? What
about the campaign? Shut up. Think about doing it in Unreal. So we have all the issues if you put into Halo Infinite in Slipspace. We know that's a problem. If you do it in Unreal, you can hire people fast if this thing takes off. right? And you can make a game of the scale that you need for a battle royale. Halo Infinite barely. The big team battle was broken for 3 months after the game came out
for a month,
with 20
for a
players.
month, yeah.
How are you gonna do 100 people? I don't even think they could make a battle royale. Like, I honestly wonder, could they even make a battle royale? Like 100 person with a large scale? Like, the campaign isn't even that big. We know from Jason Schreier's articles that the campaign had to be significantly scaled down because the engine can handle something. So how are you gonna make a battle royale? I think it sounds insane, but when you stop and think about it, it's like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So that's why I just ranted.
What is the battle royale? Like, what have you heard? Like, what does it consist of, or is it really the bare bones, like the paint by numbers battle royale, that like the very bare minimum? What are you hearing?
No. I mean, see, I don't know.
Give us the dates.
If it's true that
The leaks. It's the Halo leaks.
The leakage.
if the information, assuming the info I got is right, they're rebooting it. So everything I've heard is irrelevant, but I'll still tell you what I've heard. I heard before the reboot, the gameplay was exactly the same as Halo Infinite. Drop-in system. You got tiered loot, okay? You got classic Halo maps integrated into the Battle Royale map. Okay, but that's why I was so excited for. I'm like, dude, once those trailers come out and they show off little glimpses of the map, and it's that map from Halo 3, hint that you liked, Halo 2 that you like, Halo fans, all those Halo fans are like, oh, we don't want a battle royale. Oh my god, bro,
yeah,
you do. The first person to
anyone who
download
said that doesn't know.
Oh, I cursed. Sorry,
Halo.
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
What?
Cursed. I'm not supposed to. I said S word. I know. I'm
not we're all right.
Oh,
we're still in the PG. We're still in the PG. They allow a couple of those in PG, in regular PG, I think. At least when I grew up.
I say it?
So
That's
tiered
what I
loot.
heard about it.
I said go.
I heard at least 60 players. It was supposed to be at least 60 players. They managed to get 60 players. But also all I heard was that like the play testing, it's all just. I heard the play testing was great. Like, people liked it. But like they were playing on like a blocked out map, so like the map was not even fully
like VR, like
like
virtual reality map type thing, like the simulation. Guys, like, please let me, please. Let me read a couple supers. Hold that thought. We're going to talk about the battle royale details because I'm a little far behind here. Let's see. RDX Son of Fett, thank you so much for the Canadian $7. He says Xbox should spend some of that acquisition money on getting hundreds of more devs for 343. Castle Wars on Infinite would be amazing. Hargeet Chani also drops 2,200 in Halo credits with the following code, Charlie3. No, I'm not going to read it. And he also dropped 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate globally, which was probably grabbed 15 minutes ago. Risk It for the Biscuit has his best and most truest and most perfect tweet ever, or message ever. He says,
God.
He says, we do not need a new Halo. Minimum 5 years to develop that. He says, add content to this game. Fix the issue betas. Who cares? Fix Infinite. No more Halo. And you know what? No more juice box for you, Risk It. I already played the campaign. And if the rumors we're going to dig into about an expansion for the Halo Infinite being better than what we had before, I will gladly wait. Hey, I'm an Xbox fan. I know how to wait.
We've been waiting for a while.
Yeah, we can wait all day like a sniper on a hill. I can wait all day and pee in my own pants. John Mellick says with the $2 super. Thank you, John. He says, loving the fiery and passionate conversation, guys. Thank you so much, John, for being here.
I think it's been great.
It has been pretty fun, huh? Hit the like button if you're having a good time. I know you guys are all in the chat. Minimize the chat for a second. Hit the like button to show your support for Gaz and Sean Dubs, who are here hanging out with us. Hargeet Chani says, wish they already had ABK so Halo could be on the Call of Duty engine.
What is ABK? Am I dumb? Is that Activision?
Activision Blizzard King. Yeah, okay. Hargeet always. He's got me saying ABK instead of Activision Blizzard. He says plenty of developers. Hargeet says plenty of developers support studios that know that engine. I mean, yeah. I don't know what the problem is. You have a lot of people working, and they're all disconnected. They're coming in and out, and they're working with an engine that just not good. Jedi Knight Peter with Australian 5. Thank you, Jedi Knight. It's always good to hang out with you. He says, so this is what happens when you put the sauce on the cookies. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was one of my catchphrases before Halo Infinite came out. There was no content, so I would find like they had a cookie promotion to Bisco, and you could get the
Chips Ahoy. Yeah.
you could get the armor coating. So I made a video where I was putting the codes in, and for some reason I'm just like stuffing my face with cookies, and I'm just like, oh, cookies, like over and over. And then I created a whole big controversy because I got the cookies, and then they sent me the email with the special armor coating. It was like a purple one and the Monarch, and it said on there estimated value $5. So I tweeted that, and it became one of the most. I think it's still one of the most viewed things ever of all time on the Halo subreddit. Like if you sort by all time, it's like one of the top things. And people lost their mind at $5 for a purple coating. Like they lost their mind. Yeah, and then the game comes out. And it's $20. $20 for a white coating.
$20 for the cookie.
Oh my god. That was one of my videos, one of the first videos that got a lot of views. I just all I did was buy the $20 armor coating, and the video title, where is it? I paid $20 for white, and then they were comparing me to what's his name? Oh, I'm gonna blank out on his name. $10 for blue. Who said that again? You know who I'm talking about. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Angry Joe. Angry Joe.
Angry Joe. Jeez.
Angry Joe. He's the one who started the whole that meme, like $5 for blue or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, y'all don't know that meme?
Oh, okay, well, 343 said that, we're not going to be egregious with the microtransactions, and then people are out there spending $20 on cat ears or whatever it was. Holy smokes. Let's talk about this battle royale, and let's also talk about this expanded campaign. What is this? The Endless is kind of how I framed it in a video. Okay. I talked about how
got to be very precise on this.
Yeah, you know what? Have some fun with it, but we've yet to see the continuation of the story. They left us on a lame cliffhanger. I loved the campaign. Yeah. I love the campaign, the tone.
I liked it a lot too, dude.
Yeah, it's really great. But then they leave you like this really tough boss battle, and you're done, and you don't get that payoff. Like, who is the real enemy here? So what is the future for this campaign expansion? Is it going to be built in a new engine, or are they just going to hopefully get Slipspace up and running by the time they're ready to expand the story?
All I heard, okay, the only two pieces of information I have, the information that is, I guess, more reliable, I have a slide. I did show it to Jez Corden. He's one of only like 2 people on Earth that I agreed to show to, and I showed to him like, "You show this to anyone, you'd be in trouble." He agreed. I have a slide that has all sorts of stuff. It says, I'm quoting, "Next campaign 2025." Okay, so we got so that's what I have. The next campaign 2025. That's the first thing I have. Second thing I have is, I only heard this from one of the 3 sources, only one of them, that the new campaign is supposed to be in Unreal. Okay? Because it's just from one source, it's not that, it's one source.
Take it how you will.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have the slide though that says that Halo the Endless, all we have for Halo the Endless is a public record trademark. It describes something. It seems like it could be a whole new game. It could. I did find out today that trademark is very similar to a trademark that was filed for Destiny 2 Lightfall. So, and that's more of a DLC like expansion. So the Halo the Endless, it could be a new game. It could be a DLC. It could be an expansion, or it could be a book. We don't know what it is. I am assuming that the next campaign is Halo the Endless. I feel like that's like, I feel like that's a fair guess. I feel like that's a fair conclusion that the Halo the Endless is probably the next, but I don't have any hard evidence, and I made very clear in a video. I'm like, I don't know for sure what the hell the Halo the Endless is. I'm assuming it's the next campaign. And I heard it was in Unreal. It would make sense if they're doing the Battle Royale in Unreal. That's a new project that's coming, and sometime in the next 2 years, something like that. I don't know. It would make sense that also the next project is also in Unreal. Seems logical, But again, it's only from one source. It's only from one source, and I haven't asked around, especially after the Battle Royale stuff. I'm not exactly trying to go around asking people for like more information.
It's a lot.
At this time. Yeah, it's just too much. It's just can you no, I can't even imagine if I no.
So is it fair to say, Sean, as we close up this subject, I think we've said a lot.
Sure.
Is it fair to say in about a year we'll see big changes for Halo? Or do you think it's a little bit longer than a year?
No, because we have the roadmap that says the next season ends in June. So a year from now, we're going to be in season 4, and it's already been people are already talking about it, so I can talk about it. Season 4 is Infection. It's like Infection themed, so we're finally going to get Infection in June, assuming that the roadmap hits its targets. They already horribly missed with the last one. So It's like a year from now, I gotta be honest, that's the sad thing. Don't expect anything big for Halo Infinite a year from now. You'd be foolish to think that anything big is coming.
There's a full year of other games to play, but I feel bad for the Halo fans that want to sit down and play that several times a week, you know.
We got Starfield coming.
We got Scorn.
Now, here's the last thing I'll give you.
Okay.
I do know something crazy coming for season 6. Okay, for sure. Can't say anything else. I found something awesome with I took some information I had and linked it to something that is within the Halo universe that came out recently, and it links perfectly. And like I say, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Trust me, I'm not overhyping it, but it's not coming. It's not scheduled until season 6. The season 3 ends in June of next year. They're saying they're trying to get to 3-month seasons. I'm assuming it's gonna, even if they do 2 3-month seasons back to back, it's still gonna be a 2024. So I wouldn't expect anything big with Halo until early 2024. And I have some slight speculation that season 6 might just introduce something related to Halo the Endless. It's deep speculation. I'm pretty sure that these seasons are gonna set up whatever the Halo the Endless is. And I think that makes sense. I don't think that's hard to believe. And so 2024 for Halo, we will be on Starfield next year. We'll be on Call of Duty. It's not gonna be anything a year from now. There's just not. It sucks.
Wow.
It sucks. It really sucks.
So this is why I like CD Projekt Red and their roadmap. I appreciate them being open, and I love it. And
I mean, that's
like,
and if they don't hit the roadmap, CD Projekt Red, we're not going to torch them. We'll be like, okay, yeah, like you guys gave us an estimate. You know? Like,
it's crazy because they've got, 5 Witcher games, 3 mainline trilogy, 1 that's mass market with multiplayer, and another one that's contracted out to a third-party outfit with ex-Witcher devs. That's 5 Witcher games. And then they've got Ryan, which is the Cyberpunk game. And then they've also got a brand new IP on top of that, which they obviously just gave us a name. I forgot what it was. H. That's ridiculous.
Isn't that scary, though? That CD Projekt clearly has their stuff together more than 343.
And this is what I'm saying. Because
you know what I'm saying?
The jury's out on whether they have their stuff together, but they said we have a strategy for this. And principally, that strategy relies on Unreal Engine 5. That's
I mean, that was their problem. They went from the Cyberpunk is not in the Red Engine, or is it in the Red Engine?
It is.
I don't know.
It is, and so they're moving away from the Red Engine because it doesn't do that sort of game properly, and there's a whole mess of that. But there's a couple of games that are coming out at the end here. One of them, some information was leaking about Plague's Tale Requiem. I have to be very careful about this because the recommended specs on PC were very daunting. You needed like a $700 GPU at the recommended specs to get this game up and running at a basic standardization. And people are wondering about the console, but there is a rumor, I'll just say, take this with a grain of salt, that Plague's Tale Requiem doesn't run super great on the powerful almighty Xbox Series X or PS5. And I talked to somebody behind this.
Are we now the masters of our own fate? This is the Gaz and Sean show. What's up?
Yes. And we shall now talk about inflation.
Wait, am I not here?
Oh, there
you go. You're back.
No, I mean, I didn't see anything happen, but while I was away, I was talking about what size of underwear I wear, so you can order me your favorite color. And yes, it's plaid. Plague's Tale, yeah, I'm getting silenced by the Leak Squad. Plague's Tale Requiem doesn't run super great on the almighty Series X and PS5, but I did talk to somebody today that said the game has some interesting settings behind the scenes. No performance mode. Okay. So this is
I'm watching the
all
stream. You were live, but for us, you weren't. And we're just starting to talk over you as you're talking. And then you were like, what? What's going on?
Oh.
I'm so confused, and I can see your face there. But me and Sean,
And I'm like,
frozen.
no, yeah, I have no idea. Actually, I didn't get any notification that said it was not
It's going to
running.
be 30 frames. Dingle dot.
I'm hearing that it is a little more complicated than that. We'll have to wait and see, but it's one of those interesting things.
Yeah, there we go.
12 frames like this podcast. Yeah. No,
I think
I
I
don't
lagged
know.
out or something. It just froze for me. I just came back in. That
oh,
was
now I'm seeing the thing where I pop back and forth. Okay. Well, whatever. You know, actually, YouTube's been having problems with podcasts lately. I talked to someone that said,
man, we dropped too much info.
I talked to someone that said Plague's Tale is one of the best looking games to come to Game Pass. So we have good things to talk about. Did you hear about this Gotham Knights thing?
Wait, sorry. Actually, Pixelbit, I may be wrong there. Is Plague's Tale on Unreal Engine 5? No.
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 It's at least on 4. Let me look.
Let me have a look.
Can you
Because
guys
that's
hear
fine.
me?
Yep,
Yeah, I can
sure.
hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like looking
I
up
don't know.
stuff while I'm doing the show, but Unreal Engine 5.
That'd be surprising if it's on 5. Weren't they developing it before?
Yeah, it's in
Unreal Engine 5 came out?
it's in Unreal Engine 5. So
That's crazy.
yeah. Let me read a couple supers here. We got just one. Hargy Johnny says, Sean, great to hear from you in a podcast. Hope you show up on other podcasts as well. And he would be on camera, but he's had a heck of a work day. And he said that if you would have put the camera on his face, he would have looked like this.
Oh, I look like a zombie. I woke up at 5:30. I worked until I came on this podcast. All day.
We appreciate you. We do really appreciate you.
All day.
Did you
All
guys
day.
see this Gotham Knights thing? Like, Gotham Knights can't catch a break. Like, people are not super happy about it, but they had this combat section with the Batgirl, Gaz, while Harley Quinn was singing a cover version of Living La Vida Loca. Did you see this?
What are they doing?
Bro.
I'm so glad I'm not a massive comic book fan, because they're just butchering like even
soccer?
like yeah, like soccer. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? That game looks like a fat L is being delivered. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wanted to like it. The co-op, could be fun, but then the game just goes out of its way to disappoint me. Like, next gen only game, right? Well, does anything really look next gen only with this? And then even thematically, it makes no sense. But this, I thought it was edited. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, someone's added it. I literally thought, obviously, someone's just added some of their music. No, it's in the game. I'm like, what? Why? What are you doing? Like, DC just generally have so much cheese on TV anyway. Everything's so cheesy and stuff. And then on top of that, they do that. But they have such a dark universe. Like, I actually prefer DC stuff to Marvel stuff in the terms of how dark it is. I'm not a massive comic book guy, so don't come at me, Marvel people. But generally, I like the darker side of things. But then in their movie properties or in the games even, they just seem to have these stupid decisions. Will that be changed? I don't know. Will they change that segment?
No. The game's like ready to be. It's going to go gold soon. Like, it's not going to be changed. Are we seeing this trend, Sean, where ultimate cringe cheese is being sliced upon our faces with these new games? Saints Row, you got this Forspoken, like, oh yeah, that's something I do now. And this Gotham Knights thing, you've been around long enough. Do you feel like maybe we're getting too old for some of this like cringe lord stuff that's being pushed into AAA games?
I refuse to say I'm getting too old for gaming. I think we just don't understand it.
we're not getting too old for gaming, but I'm asking you, do you feel like you're too old for this like stylized of game? Because there's another one I want to ask you about, Sean. Need for Speed is coming to December, and it's got this anime style. Like, have you seen it?
I like it.
I kind of like it.
I don't know. I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get some.
Didn't do anything for me.
I think it
Didn't do
looks
anything
good.
for me. Gotta be honest.
I mean, it's better than the live action stuff. But Gaz, what I thought it was, I'm like, I don't normally like that, but I'm like, that might actually be enjoyable to check out.
It is. Though, like it looks. Look, with car games,
Brisket says it hasn't gone gold. Delay. Go ahead. Go beep. Give him the.
Oh God, risk it. Your anus is L-shaped. That's what. Anyway, Need for Speed Unbound.
I've never heard that one before. I like it.
His lanus.
This is L-shaped.
The lanus.
that was bad. I'm sorry, risk it.
Oh, bro, next time you're on, we're going to get you on camera because, oh my gosh. Okay. What were you saying,
but,
guys,
yeah.
about this cringe lord stuff? But you like the Need for Speed.
Look, I always believe that you can tell good stories in races. I'm someone who really liked Initial D, and this is for the hardcore car and anime people. Wangan Midnight. If you guys know that deep story, really all about car culture. Because I was into car culture when I was early 20s. And I love cars. I still am. I just don't have enough disposable income to spend 40, 50 grand on modifying cars. But I'd love to go back into that. But ASAP Rocky, he's like playing a role in the story of the game, and I like that. So I'm like, okay, that'd be cool because car culture is all about music. It's all about expression, all of that music and a lot of things.
And if you can get that, it rounds out it's just a racing game. Like you get that, right? You get all of it. Yeah.
You get definitely get story, you get stylized, you get great music. That's what I do. Like when I play Forza, often I just turn off the HUD, play a good radio station in first-person mode, in cockpit mode, and I'm driving, listen to beats. That's what car culture is all about. Music is intrinsically linked to car culture. So Need for Speed, if it hits those vibes, it's going to be really good fun.
Just cruising in Forza Horizon, listening to Air Supply with the windows down. No, not that. No, not that. Okay.
Air Supply? I don't know what that is. But yeah, no, good. If the gameplay is also obviously fundamentally important, because we're still not getting the most wanted vibes that we got all the
Don't sleep on Heat, chat. Go play around with the game Need for Speed Heat on Game Pass through EA Access or EA Play. At first I didn't like it, but then it's kind of cool. Just enjoy it. I'm excited for this game. But yeah.
Lanus.
Are you guys excited for Test Drive? Test Drive Solar Crown?
When's that coming out?
I don't know. I think next year, but it should be early next year.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Forza Motorsports is supposed to come out in the spring. Brazilian Regulator has $1.70 or £1.79 super chat. Says, I grow tired of Sony, and I'm glad I got the deal done. Oh, it's
what?
I'm so slow.
Oh, the Brazilian Regulator.
His name is Brazilian Regulator. I'm like, you do. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's been a long night. You done, bro? Brazilian. You're amazing. That's hilarious. You got me. You totally got me. Jim Ryan's like, dang it. Yadana Kizada with the $5 super chat says, did I hear more rats on the PS5 for Plague's Tale Requiem? They already got Jim Ryan, Jimmy Crying Lion, Jet Setting Snitch Ryan. Man, people love to come up with names for Jim Ryan. This has been a super fun show. I'm so glad to have you guys here and to have Sean on. Let's start with you guys before we out with Sean the Dub, the McW. Lanusboro. Lanus for the L's. Gaz, thank you so much for co-hosting the show every single week. You're amazing. And as we say, hey, we get to hang out and do the show. What do you have? Yeah, I know you're working on stuff. Push it. Sell it.
I'm working on 5 videos. 5.
You're like CD Projekt Red of YouTube.
2, 3, 4, 5. One video coming on the Xbox. This topic about Game Pass sustainability. That should be out tomorrow. I've got 2 source videos. Both of them are pretty raw. You've seen a little bit of preview of it. Bruv, it's so fun. The reaction to that little clip that I shared. So people don't know Freaky Zeke. Like, it was so funny. 2 different distinct reactions. One, all the black people understood because it's black culture. It's Freaky Zeke. They just like, oh, I recognize that couch. And I'm like, yes, that's what the skit's based on. All the white people, casting couch. I'm like, casting couch, the actual source. So yeah, shout out to Freaky Zeke Squad and the people who got the reference. The whole skit is going to be hilarious. Wait till you watch that. So that's one source video. And there's another source video, which I've had to hire people. I'm not going to say what kind of people, because I might get banned.
Oh my god!
It's you gotta swim in the source. You gotta go. If you're not getting almost arrested or setting your place on fire like I did last time, you're not really making. Are you really making content?
I'm really worried about you as you up the ante every single week, bro.
I have to. That's what keeps you going. You have to go raw. And I can't wait to deliver that. So yeah, I have lots of content coming, people working very hard. I'm also editing a video that Asa did that was hilarious. So I'm going to do that just to add some edit. He did the whole video, editing everything. I'm just adding finishing touches, but it's going to be wicked. But Sean, absolute pleasure. I just kind of regret you didn't have your camera on so we could have vibed a bit more. But
I think we had a great time regardless, dude. Very nice to meet you guys. You guys are great dudes. I laughed. I think you guys laughed. We had some good conversations, man. I loved it. And yeah, I could come back and do some face cam when I haven't worked all day, bro. I mean, I do face cam on my second channel, so it's not like I don't do it. Like I don't care. I'll do face cam.
No, I'm just happy. Yeah, I'm just happy to get you on. We kind of chatted, and of course, I don't blame you for being a little bit cautious. Like, you don't know who I am. You don't know how crazy it could be on this show, but we've got such an excellent chat and an excellent audience. And thank you so much for everybody for being here. Sean's got his channel. I've got his description and link to his YouTube channel for the Halo information in the description. Sean, thank you so much for being here. Tell the good audience what your plans are for the coming week. So, sell your craft here on the show, and give yourself a little self promotion.
Oh, okay, all right. I never self promote. I feel like I need to do that more. Almost. I've never
do it. People
Twitter
hate it.
Anything. I know. Guys.
No, but go for it.
Just search Sean W Halo. I'll come right up. I got the 2 channels. I got the Halo channel. I am gonna be expanding my main channel, my Halo channel, into more variety. Because Halo's only gonna last so much longer, I think. So check out that. Then I got my second channel where I do variety. This morning I talked about the nuclear war. So if you want to see all sorts, I do conspiracy stuff on there. I talk about gaming, talk about all sorts of stuff. The NyQuil chicken, like trending stuff. You guys can check that out. Yeah, I talk about whatever on there. The NyQuil chicken was crazy. I was like, just let them eat it. They were trying to warn people.
I mean, that was crazy. I don't know why I made it, but I had to try it. Yeah, but yeah.
No.
But yeah, check me out on there if you enjoyed the convo. I'd love to come back on here. And it was a pleasure to be on here. It really was. And I'm glad I came on.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, hit the like button if you're heading on your way out. And thank you so much for checking out the show. This is the XNC Podcast, the Xbox News Podcast. What's the C stand for? Xbox Newscast. That's what it is. There we go. We got it. And we're on live on Colteastwood's channel if you're checking it out, or on demand. And it's on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, Pocket Podcasts, Umbrella, a bunch of podcast platforms. Thanks to Anchor. Thanks so much for checking out. We're going to hit the button to get out of here, if I remember where that button is. And you guys have a good one. Say goodbye, Sean, and Gaz, say goodbye.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
I'm naked again.